fact that he caught that one-handed and got the foot down.
That second one was out, but the first one was definitely in. Right there. Control. Remember high school, this isn't pro. He doesn't have to survive the ground. I think he did anyway.
Over near that line as the pitch comes in, and it's hit to third and past Crowder. Here comes Brown. She will score. The ball rattling around in the corner, and Masoner is at second, makes a long turn. Greenfield got it in. She threw it over the head of the cutoff man, but the third baseman Crowder was there to back it up. RBI double off the bat of Olivia Masoner, and University takes a 1-0 lead.
Just right inside that chalk line down the left field side. Nice try by Carly Crowder, but no way she was going to get that ball. It was hit hard by Olivia Masoner. A double scores our first run of the ball game.
Masoner moved up in the order for this contest. She was bumped up from 5 to 3, and that decision pays off for University as Masoner comes to the plate with a runner on in the third, and she delivers a run-scoring base hit.
Thomas. Morgantown down 2. Izzy Everett ties it at 28.
His first basket of the day, Tony.
Spring Mills has 2 timeouts remaining.
I think you got to take one right here. So far, Luke Sample's letting them play.
They're going to go for a state championship. We're going to overtime. Second title game here today will go to overtime as the shot from outside does not find the mark. Locked at 28 apiece.
Brodegaard to the plate. This is on the ground to the shortstop. Hatfield will take it to second himself. And the Wheeling Central Maroon Knights celebrates a Class AA state championship. The dog pile is on. Final score, Wheeling Central 7, Philip Barbour nothing. A masterful pitching performance by Stephen Brodegaard this afternoon. I think he was on the bottom of that dog pile, as a matter of fact.
St. Patrick's Day isn't until Monday, right? But the luck and skill of the Irish today to start this championship Saturday.
And we are about to get the 2025 high school football season underway from Pony Lewis Field here in Morgantown. A Quad A matchup. Of course, last year there were just 16 Quad A teams, so every single team in the classification made the playoffs. This year it's expanded slightly. But still, you have some work to do to get into the playoffs. And we are set to go as the talcum powder flies. You see it in the top right-hand corner of your screen from the Morgantown High student section, which is packed tonight. And here we go, Sis on the run-up. It is a short kickoff taken by one of the up men at the 19-yard line.
Football season is finally here, and you're looking live from George Byrer Field in Philippi, West Virginia. It's the Week 1 MetroNews TV Game of the Week featuring the Grafton Bearcats and the Philip Barbour Colts. And what better way to start off the football season than with a rivalry game? It's the Coal Bowl here in Philippi. Good evening, everyone. I'm Eli Brady, ready to take you through the action tonight. I'm joined by former state champion winning head coach Nick Bartic. Coach, football season's here.
We have a great crowd, Eli. You can smell it in the air. You can feel it out there. It's a special time of year, and we are back, Eli. High school football in West Virginia is back.
There's no better time than week one high school football when the fall's rolling around again. We got perfect weather here for tonight's game for Grafton. Just a little preview. Their coach, Bobby Beltner, getting set to coach his first game as head coach. And on the other hand, Philip Barbour head coach Nick Mayle. He's improved every single season that he's been the head coach of these Philip Barbour Colts. They made the state semifinals a year ago, their best season in school history. Hopes are high for Philip Barbour. Hopes are high for Grafton. And we're all going to find out what happens next. Our pregame show will continue after this break. You're watching live streaming coverage of the MetroNews TV Game of the Week.
West Virginia connection begins with fast, reliable fiber internet. Connecting overlooked communities to what matters most. Protecting businesses with managed IT and advanced cybersecurity backed by local experts. Perfecting technology experiences while investing in West Virginia's future. CityNet, built and supported by West Virginians, for West Virginia.
Welcome to the Madhouse on the campus of West Virginia University.
It's over! The West Virginia University Mountaineers!
Hope Coliseum as the #1 home court advantage in all of college
Corner,
basketball.
up, three, yes! On this Saturday in Morgantown, a sellout crowd rises as one as the West Virginia Mountaineers.
You Country Road!
Stay ahead of West Virginia weather with Metro News Television. Now bringing you a new way to stay informed across the Mountain State. Get updates daily at 9, noon, and 4. From headlines and precipitation to severe weather threats and highs and lows. See conditions from panhandle to panhandle and check travel with the Fly CRW forecast. Our meteorologists are on your screens and on Talkline, Midday, Hotline, and Sportsline, keeping you up to date. Metro News Television weather. Accurate, local, and always on.
It's our 23rd anniversary, and to celebrate, we're having a huge anniversary sale all month long on all Toyota trucks and pre-owned vehicles. We've discounted over 100 pre-owned vehicles this month, most of which are local one-owner trades. Great deals on all our Toyota trucks, and with over 90 in stock, now is the time to get yours. From our family to yours, we want to thank you for all the support over 23 years. Dan Cava, Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
Football season is here, and Gomart has your gold and blue playbook all August long. Follow our weekly plays for your shot at the ultimate WVU fan experience. Plus, Gomart Rewards members are in the end zone with triple points every Tuesday. Not suited up yet? Sign up now to start scoring. Don't get caught off sides. Get your entry in before we call the final whistle. Winners announced on The Rich Rodriguez Show on September 7th. Check out the app or go to Gomart.com for details.
Well, you know, at the Thrasher Group, we built a firm that reflects the character of the Appalachian region. Resilient and resourceful. We have a strong, adaptable team of professionals who understand what it takes to get things done here. It's not just about the technical work, but it's the relationships, the funding strategies, and the problem solving. We live here, we work here, and we care about seeing this region thrive. And that's what drives everything we do at the Thrasher Group.
Back at George Byrer Field here in Philippi, just ahead of the Week 1 Game of the Week. Grafton and Philip Barbour, they've played on Week 1 for the past few years. Last year, when Philip Barbour had that excellent season where they finished 10-3, the Colts defeated the Grafton Bearcats 23-0 in a defensive slugfest where neither offense eclipsed over 200 total yards. So, Coach, this year we got two teams. They like to run the ball. Are we looking to see kind of the same sort of game as last year, or are we looking to see a little more offense?
Well, it seems like both teams are in the wing tee concept, and they are looking to control the ground. Both teams want to control that inside run game, and then they try to set up the outside with the inside. So we'll see maybe some play action when they go to the air. But as you alluded to, it does seem that we're going to have two guys in terms of two teams having their eyes on controlling the clock.
Should be a good one. And we're going to take a look at our 3 keys of the game presented by Thrasher. And Coach, we'll let you take us through this. What do these 2 teams need to do to be successful today?
Well, we have this first list here, handle first game jitters. You have guys, you notice in warm-ups even guys that are seasoned, have been here, they have to get adjusted. It's that first game. There's a lot of emotion, and so you got to settle in. Coaches like to say you don't want to settle down. You want to ride that energy, but you want to settle into the game. The smart substitutions, the second key there, it is hot. This is unusually hot when you talk about weather in football. You don't think about that. People forget, like the beginning of the year, it's warm out there, and the whole first month usually it's hot. You got to consider that. So you got to keep an eye on that. You kind of see what guys maybe can get a couple reps, give guys some breaks as you go through the game and make those substitutions. The last one on here we have finish the drive. Any scoring opportunity, you've got to take advantage, and you don't want to leave points out there off of the board. You want to get them on the board. So when you're inside the red zone, you got to finish that drive. And if it's 3 or if you can get yourself 6 or 7, either way, you got to take the points when you can.
Those were our 3 keys of the game presented by Thrasher. And, Coach, we talked about it earlier in the pregame. For Grafton, head coach Bobby Beltner, it's his first game as head coach. So you were a former coach of Fairmont Senior Polar Bears. I want you to think back 9 years to your first game as head coach and take me through like kind of what you were thinking and what the similarities will be.
Well, Eli, a decade, and there's lots happened between from then to now. But I do remember, it being the first game, you're coaching, you're taking over. Had a decade of coaching experience prior to that, but it's still a unique feeling when it's that first game as head coach, and ultimately the buck stops with you. There is some similarities here, though, because we were fortunate to also have a MetroNews Game of the Week, and what was my first outing as a head coach. It was always great for your program, and we had a opening night game against RCB, and that game featured the likes of Dante Stills and Bryson Gilbert, and you had Zach Frazier, those guys mixed in there. So fortunate to have this experience. You have the MetroNews Game of the Week and a first game. So a lot for Coach Beltner out there, and you can tell you're excited, and it's just a wave of emotion.
On the other hand, we have Nick Mayle, head coach of the Philip Barbour Colts. He's in his 6th season as head coach, enters this game with a 31-24 overall record, and they've come a long way since he's taken over. His first year, they won just 1 game, a win over Elkins. Every year since then, they've improved. They made the playoffs for the first time in 2023. They won a playoff game. They hosted a playoff game in 2024. Last year, they won 2 playoff games and went to the state semifinals. So in this Philip Barbour community, the fans have really high expectations. So tell me what that's like when you have that weight on your shoulders moving into this season.
And then you have that other side of where you have consistency, and they have been consistent. And if you want to have a program that's always in the mix and keeps taking the next step, the key of the whole thing is to be consistent. And to this point, they have been able to do that. And they're always looking to take the next step. But as Coach talked about, the way to do that is you have to focus on what's next, what's in front of you. They can't look into the future. You got to take care of business now.
Mentioned this is a rivalry game. They call it the Coal Bowl. Grafton located about 20 minutes north up Route 119 from Philip Barbour. You ask some people in the Philip Barbour community, it's kind of a toss-up who their biggest rival is. Some will say Elkins, some will say Grafton. Either way, they really want to win this game. Both teams really want to win this game tonight.
Yeah, geography plays into it, culture plays into it, and sometimes just games of the past play into it. So you have a lot of different things that determine who you think your biggest rival is, and usually geography wins out. But you do ask around and you get different results. But regardless, this is a big-time rivalry for both these communities.
It sure is, and like we said, it is the Week 1 game, and it's not often you get to start off Week 1 with your biggest rival, whether it is or isn't. It depends on who you ask, but it should be a good one. Grafton stuck in it last year, only lost by 23, a Grafton team that won just 1 game a year ago against a Philip Barbour team that won 10. So you can always tell those rivalry games, sometimes you know each other really well, and they can be closer than it can be. They can turn out to be really good games.
And that's the thing with familiarity within your programs. That usually does result in closer games. And so, we're coming in. It's a rivalry game. It's week one. This does not make or break your season. Guys, you get caught up in that sometimes. But in football, you are only playing 10 games, so every win carries a lot of weight. And I used to talk with Coach Retton, our basketball coach, about if you lose a basketball game, you have another game in a couple days. Football is brutal because you have to wait a whole nother week before you actually get to take the field again. So it's not make or break week one, but a win is a big step in where you're trying to go for the season.
Absolutely. Every win matters. Well, we're going to step aside again, and we'll have the kickoff coming up shortly. It's the MetroNews TV Game of the Week. Back after this.
Need a truck that's ready for work, weekends, and everything in between? Right now at Dan Cava GMC, get up to $10,000 off select new GMC Sierra 1500, or save up to $4,000 off all new GMC Canyon Elevations, offering bold styles, advanced technology, and everyday practicality. Come explore our all-new GMC Yukons, built for busy families and big adventures. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop Thorold.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
You might think occupational therapy is something to do with getting you back to work, but it's actually so much more than that. We give people back their independence. We break down their daily life. What's meaningful to you? What do you feel has been taken? And what can we do to help make you feel more independent? When a patient tells me that they did this one thing that they weren't able to do, knowing that you gave them the tools to succeed is really rewarding.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Back at George Byrer Field here in Philippi, West Virginia. Grafton won the coin toss. They elected to defer, so Philip Barbour will start on offense to start this game. Mentioned earlier in the pregame how Grafton won just one game a year ago. That is true. However, half of their games were decided by one score. So, record doesn't tell the whole tale of a season. They were in a lot of games, and this is a Grafton team that a lot are expecting to be improved from a season ago. Philip Barbour, on the other hand, had their best season in school history, but they did graduate a lot. So you go from that high of riding it into the semifinals, you lose a lot of seniors, and you kind of got to reset this game.
Yeah, you got Coach Beltner. He's really looking at getting over that hump, and that's what he talks about is for them to take the next step in their program. They did a lot in the offseason in terms of increasing what they want to do conditioning-wise, having a little that rigor when you have a new guy in charge to make sure everybody's on the same page. And so they're trying to get the results that they're going to take those next steps, and you win those close games. That's the difference in the season. It can come down to a handful of plays.
So kicking off for Grafton will be Colin McCarthy. I apologize. It's going to be Dylan Sneed will be kicking off for the Bearcats. And back deep for Philip Barbour on the return will be Tristan Price, Zeke Iwarner, and Ephraim Iwarner for the Colts.
Colts have the 1-2 combo on the return here.
The MetroNews TV Game of the Week is underway. Tristan Price is going to catch it back at the 5-yard line. Looking for a block, gets to the far sideline, spins out of a tackle, and gets up close to the 30-yard line. That is where this Philip Barbour offense will take over to start. They're led by Robbie Jones, the quarterback. Started last year at the quarterback position for the Colts, but their main guys, their running back Landon Carpenter.
Yeah, Landon Carpenter, he's the guy that's the workhorse, and he's going to try to do his thing. He's going to lead the team. He's the guy that everyone's, going to have their eyes on the defensive side.
Robbie Jones, the quarterback for Philip Barbour, alone in the backfield. Carpenter comes in motion, try to get the run game going early. He gets it on a sweep. Grafton strings him out and is going to take him down. Short gain on the play there for the Colts. Pickup of about 3, that's all.
You're trying to get this thing started. Your first play that you get, they have a little jet motion. You got power coming left. We'll see how they build off of this as this drive goes on.
Colts going fast, no huddle. Up to the line on 2nd down and 7. Jones is going to throw it out to Price, makes the catch, trying to get to the far sideline, gets a block, breaks a tackle. Price in open field stumbles and gets hit. He's up across the 45. First big play of the game. Philip Barbour has it into Grafton territory.
They set it up with, they take it wide left. They come the sniffers up left side, and they're coming back to the right.
Looked like Grafton had him right at the sticks, and then Price breaks out the other side. Jeremiah Quinn was the one who finally brought him down for the Bearcats, but a big play early for the Colts.
You can never overlook Quinn making that tackle. You miss that. That's a touchdown-saving tackle. Those are big as on a drive plays out.
So out of the pistol now. Jones is going to keep it right side, and he is blown up in the backfield by Jaden Clark.
Right here, excellent job. Clark stays down. Doesn't bite. He stays with the Q. Q keeps it. Maybe, that's discipline-oriented football right there.
Talk about Jaden Clark. He was first-team all-conference in the Whippeal in Pennsylvania last year. A big conference there. Moved down to Grafton this year. Colts have it 2nd down and 15. And they're going to go Carpenter. Looking for space. Carpenter with a big carry, close to the first down markers, a pickup of 14. It'll be 3rd and short coming up for Philip Barbour.
So it's Philip Barbour going with multiple formation looks, but they still stay in the wing T blocking principles, but they're going to give you a bunch of different looks out of it.
Like a funnel, Carpenter ran right through, and he gets it right here on 3rd and short, trying to turn forward. He did not get there. Grafton stops him, no gain on the play, and now a decision for Nick Mayle, 4th and short coming here.
That is a big 3rd down stop. Those add up, but so these 4th down stops, Eli. More important than the 3rd down stop is a 4th down stop. Here we go.
Absolutely, and see Philip Barbour. They're going to go for it at the Grafton 36. They need 1 yard. It is a long 1 yard, though. Carpenter comes in motion. It's going to be Jones, keeps it, and he is going to be turned away. Did not get there, and the Grafton defense makes a stand early.
So Philip Barbour went with the read. They're trying to take quarterback has his outside read. Here he's going the inside read, and Grafton both times they stayed down. They stayed disciplined in the inside and did not bite on the jet motion.
The D-line for Grafton is the strong suit, especially with the addition of Jaden Clark, and you saw it right there. 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, and they didn't allow a yard on either play.
Those are big stops. We'll see how they get a little momentum here on the offensive side.
So now the Bearcats to work on offense. They're led by Chase Kinsey with the dual running back duo of J.W. Nestor and Cash Nestor, and it's going to be Cash that gets it up the middle, and Philip Barbour's defensive line showing how strong they are. Stop them for only a gain of 1 on that play.
Right here, the middle linebackers, you're lined up against wing T concepts. They're taught to track these guards, and so these guys are going to try to take away this inside game. You're going to see how Grafton tries to play this out, go on trap game. Are they going to come back inside, try to go power game? We'll see how these linebackers continue to make tackles.
So Grafton will work out of the shotgun. A little bit of a pistol set as it's going to be J.W. Nestor getting the carry. Trying to get out wide, and a flag comes in on the play. The Colts defense was all over that one again. Parker Herod came up and made the tackle along with company of his teammates.
Yeah, the D-line sets that up. That whole play, they control line of scrimmage right there. Everyone leveraged, and you're able to let secondary get in some action and get some tackles.
Flag down on the play, and it's going to be a hold call against Grafton. So what was a 0-yard gain turns into -10, and it's going to be 2nd down and long now for the Bearcats.
Yeah, now you're in a tough situation. There's not too many plays for 2nd and 20, as offensive coordinators like to say.
I think they got Jaden Clark right there, number 0 on the hold. It was a slow hold, but he still prevented the defender from getting up there and making the tackle. And that's what the refs are looking for there. So 2nd down and 19. J.W. Nestor moves to the wing on the left side of the line, and Kinsey is going to circle around, looking downfield, and he's got to dump it off. It's deflected, and Kinsey actually almost caught that himself, but it falls to the ground incomplete. A wacky play there, and it's 3rd and long.
That was a great job of staying down right here. This is just like taking a ball fake in the paint, Eli. You know, those guys in the men's leagues on the weekends, you know, you go 5 pump fakes and they bite on them. Right here, almost makes the pick, stays down. That was real disciplined play.
As Robbie Jones came in there, Philip Barbour's quarterback got up, got his hand on that, and that was dangerous because if he would have caught that, that was 6 points the other way.
Yeah, that would have been a wild flip of the drive right there.
So what do you go to right here on 3rd and forever?
This is tough. This is where you get screen territory.
They're just going to go handoff Cash Nestor, and he tries to get as much as he can,
Yep.
and that's 3 yards. It's going to be 4th down, and the punt team coming on for Grafton.
Yeah, tight situation there for you to make that call. You're trying to get as many yards as you can right there. He set up this punt, play field position.
These run-first teams, you definitely don't want to be behind the sticks because when you do get behind the sticks, you don't really have that many plays to try to catch up and regain that position.
Yeah, that's the thing. And the hold call, you can't get the separation. That's the drive killer.
Randall Grogg punts it away for Grafton, nearly blocked, and it is a good punt, going to be returned by Price, who had a good return to start the game. Tries to set up his block. He's taken down at the 40-yard line, and Philip Barbour will go back to work on offense. So Colts offense had one big play. It was Tristan Price on a screen pass on the first drive, got him down into Grafton territory, but the Bearcats defense forced a 4th down stop, got it back, and Philip Barbour goes back to work.
So Grafton does have some exceptional kickers here. They have Coach Rich Board run the special team, so they make a really concentrated effort for 3 phases. So in the kicking game right now, though, it's helping them out.
Tight formation for the Philip Barbour Colts on 1st and 10. It's Carpenter time, and he gets it, trying to get through the hole, fighting off tackles. What a run for Carpenter, picks up 9.
Well, that's everybody's howling hat. You're getting blocks. Inside run game, trying to get established.
Part of this Philip Barbour offensive strategy is go quickly. They've done it all game. Carpenter gets tripped up at the line of scrimmage, but he lunges forward, gets to the sticks, and it's a 1st down for Philip Barbour.
You know, sometimes people think, you have to throw the ball a lot to go fast. You can run, you can throw, and that's the thing. Even if you're a primary run team, Philip Barbour's getting up to the line. They're changing tempo. They're trying to stress the defense.
Colts stick with this same formation. Carpenter alongside Jones on 1st and 10 from midfield, and Carpenter trying to get to the outside. Strung out, flag is down, and Carpenter gets it to the far sideline, picks up 7, but we'll wait to see what the penalty is. So this time the Colts are called for holding. So 2nd penalty of the game, a hold on each team. And again, run first teams behind the sticks. Now Philip Barbour has to dig themselves out of that hole.
Yeah, we've just flipped the script here on scenarios. So now Philip Barbour, see what they go with here on 1st and 20.
They've been running it well with Carpenter, so you're not yet in pass territory where you got to throw it. They can get a lot of yards on the ground.
Yeah, they're in the middle of the field here, so you can still chip away at this.
Price motioning in the backfield, and another flag is down.
That was good. They had a little return motion here. They give Philip Barbour, they're going to give a lot of action here. They got that outside action. They can hit that, and then or you're coming back inside. So they're all the things to stress the rules of the defense.
So an offsides call against Grafton. So Bearcats opened them out a little bit there, gave them 5 of that 10 back from the hold, and now it's 1st and 15.
Yeah, right there. That's as good as a short run, Eli. So you have that that little wrinkle with the motion, and he returns, and it gets guys a little excited and jumpy, and you end up getting 5 yards right there.
A little better than a short run because it's still first down.
Correct.
So same formation, double wing. Mason Jones, the wing to the left, Tristan Price, the wing to the right. And Price again with that return motion on 1st and 15, and a double handoff to Mason Jones, and he's got room. Trying to set up his blocks, and Jones is going to pick up 10. A little trickery right there. Nick Mayle going deep in his playbook.
Yeah, it looks good. They've got a lot of action. They got a lot of things taking the eyes of the defense in different places. This is a nice steady drive they have with the little crisscross counter coming back. Good pickup as they try to chunk away after that 1st and 20 start.
So any team that runs a wing-style offense, that's always a wrinkle in there. That double counter, Philip Barbour hits it. 2nd and 5, Jones, quarterback keeper up the middle, spinning forward. He gets it right to the first down marker, and it's enough for a new set of downs.
So if you're Philip Barbour right now, you got to feel good about that first down right there. Get a new set of downs. You're in a 1st and 20. They stay in the playbook. They do a little misdirection. They have a motion set up there, and they just chip away and get this first down.
It took the Sticks a while to switch it to a first down, but the chain gang struggling on the far side. It's week 1 for them too.
It's a good point, Eli. Sometimes you want to measure, but you don't measure, and it's all eyeballing out there.
Carpenter time on 1st and 10, and he almost broke through that first wave, but he was drugged down by the shirt tail after a short pickup there.
So you go Grafton. Going to adjust a little bit here on the defensive side. You're feeling out these first couple drives. They're trying to leverage your inside. It's going to end up being the safeties and DBs they're going to have to get a little heavier in the run game, and then we'll see if Philip Barbour tries to go into play action when that starts to happen.
Tell you, that was a great play by Ian Cunningham, shooting through there and grabbing Carpenter from behind. If he didn't do that, that was first down and more. Carpenter again tries to get near side. This time the Bearcats blow it up. Jacob Blenarsic in on the tackle for loss for Grafton.
That was a great job. Blenarsic follows the offensive side right here. Starts to spin, but adjusts, and then comes off of that and makes a TFL. Old Blenarsic, he's got a pretty solid athletic lineage he's living up to right now.
Blenarsic and Tanner Lipscomb, the outside linebacker as well, and they're on the tackle. All right, so 3rd and long for Philip Barbour, and now this is where you're probably going to see the pass game. Jones takes a snap, rolls right, going downfield for it all. Price! He's got it inside the 5-yard line.
Eli, for a team that is primary run, Bobby Jones looked pretty natural throwing that ball right there.
Remember, he was a starting quarterback a year ago on that excellent Philip Barbour team. What a catch by Tristan Price.
I think we've been getting buffaloed, Eli. They're talking about, we don't know how many passes we're going to throw in there. And then they come out and do that on the first throw.
They lied to us.
They did.
1st and goal from the 4, and flag is down. And so they had it at the 4-yard line, but it looks like it's going to come back a little bit.
Disinformation, Eli. You can't let anything get out there. They're worried about the interception of the message.
Right. You can't take what the coaches say about their team all to heart right there. That was a perfect pass.
Great throw, and then you have they graduate some receivers, but it looks like they have some guys that are ready to fill in.
MetroNews game of the week last year, Philip Barbour and Elkins, Malachi Poling had that excellent game, 200 yards receiving, 3 touchdowns. Robbie Jones, a little bit different receiving core, but Tristan Price is having a heck of a game so far.
That was a fun watch, by the way.
And off to Landon Carpenter. He stutter steps and lunges forward, picks up a gain of 3 up to the 7-yard line.
This thing, Grafton challenge right here. Okay, you're inside the goal line defense. This is what makes or breaks games. You have that goal line defense, anything inside the 10. They give up the big play, but they can still come away with a win here if they can keep Philip Barbour out of the end zone.
We've seen glimpses of this Grafton D-line and what they can do. They have a few tackles for losses already. Like to see them dig down right here, backed up in their own end zone. Jones, quarterback keeper, and Grafton's all over it. Call it a gain of 1, and we're going to get 3rd and goal from outside the 5-yard line.
Yeah, great job staying down, staying disciplined here. Grafton, number 53, Wyatt Cunningham. Make sure that quarterback is tackled. Bobby Jones trying to break loose. That is a big play down here on the goal line.
So Nick Mayle wants to talk it over with his teams. First timeout call to the game. We'll take one as well. Philip Barbour threatening to score. We'll find out if they do after this.
You here is more than just a job. We make a lasting impact every day. The architecture, engineering, and field services professionals at Thrasher are providing the know-how to make projects successful. Whether you're just starting out or looking to advance, you'll find career paths that align with your goals and a company that's committed to your growth. At Thrasher, it's more than just another day on the job. It's the foundation for a better tomorrow.
We're back at George Byrer Field here in Philippi. 3rd and goal. Coming out of a timeout for Philip Barbour. What was Nick Mayle talking about right there?
Well, you know, Eli, you're coming out of timeout. You know, this is a big drive in terms of your first real scoring opportunity. They have 2 downs here. You know, that's what he's talking about, what's their thinking on the 2 downs. You know, if this happens, then we're going to do that. If that happens, we'll do this. So you kind of get guys ready and prepared for what this next play is. You give them the mindset of where you want to be to try to punch this thing in.
Philip Barbour's got everyone in there. No wideouts. On 3rd down and goal, it's Carpenter looking for a crease, and he's going to be stopped. Gain of 1. He gets to the 5, and now here's that 4th and goal call.
I tell you, the Grafton interior, man, these guys, they have stood up right here in this goal line stand. Outstanding job. They've sucked it up, gave up the big play, and now they're forcing a 4th and goal.
You get a team that's going for it on 4th down. That bend don't break defense will work out. It worked out on the first drive for Grafton. See if they can stop him again.
Here we go. They're going heavy here, Eli. They want to come back with some counter action and see what they do.
Got to watch leaking out for a pass and a tight end leaking out to the other side. They're going to go Carpenter trying to get to the pylon. He is hit, dives for the end zone.
Oh, wow.
He is in for the touchdown.
Carpenter's the guy. That's who wants to have the ball right here. It's because of plays like that. He gets the dive, gets the pylon. Great effort to convert on this 4th and goal.
Big, strong power back, but we've seen it already in this game. He can get to that edge, and look at the lunge from about the 3-yard line to get to the pylon and score.
So his foot stays just in bounds. You see some rubber come up on the side as he takes that dive to the pylon.
So Philip Barbour strikes first. And the extra point is up and good. The Colts go up 7-0 on Grafton. Landon Carpenter, 5-yard touchdown run. We'll step aside. Back after this on Metro News Television.
Attention, Mountaineer Challenge Academy graduates. Specialized free training programs are available to you. Career and technical education leading to industry-recognized certification and job placement in welding, building construction, medical assistant, and heavy equipment operating. Our career-focused and resume-building tracks are designed to allow you to dictate your own success. We'll give you professional guidance and interview and resume-building skills to help you get to the next level. Learn more at wvjobchallengeprogram.org. Another challenge for a better future.
Back at George Byrer Field in Philippi, it was Landon Carpenter who punched it in from 5 yards out on 4th down and goal. And it's the 4th downs that look like they're going to tell the story of this game. Philip Barbour was turned away on their first drive, but they convert and score on this drive to take a 7-0 lead.
Yeah, you know, Jackson Hushin, sophomore, he does make a great play, great contact on the play. He's trying to force Carpenter out of bounds, but he's able to tiptoe it right there, keep his foot in, makes an athletic play, and gets to the pylon. You're right, Eli. When you're running the ball, that 4th down play becomes really significant in how this game's going to play out.
Right, because you're thinking, 3 yards are going to win you the game, but that's going to get you to 4th and 1. That's going to tell the tale. Great kick by Aiden Thorne into the end zone. And we always talk about in high school football, touchbacks come out to the 20. So when you have a kicker that can kick it into the end zone, that's a big deal.
Yeah, both teams. I mean, they have exceptional kickers, and that's the thing. When you have teams that are running the ball control, clock control is your mantra. If you have solid special teams, kickers that can get you field position, that all plays into what they're trying to do in terms of their game plan.
So this Grafton offense will go back to work, starting from their own 20-yard line. Grafton didn't have a good first drive. They'll like to rewrite that and get something going on their second drive.
Here you go. You know, you give up a touchdown, but man, they have opportunities to come right back on this drive.
Cash Nestor gets the carry, and he's going to be hit and bounces off a tackle, driven backwards. And that first broken tackle is ultimately what hurt him because he lost yards out of that.
Yeah, Nestor, I mean, keeps him churning, you know, but ultimately, man, you have multiple guys getting the ball, and that's why, you know, Philip Barbour, if they can continue to get multiple guys the ball, you know, you'll be able, you know, defensively, that's what you're trying to do, trying to swarm the ball, and they're able to do that right here.
Another great play by Parker Harrod. He's been everywhere on defense so far. Sean Dent was in there for Philip Barbour. Rondo Kuntz made the first hit. It's no gain on the play for Nestor, and Grafton has it 2nd and 10. This time they go the other way, and he's going to be hit at the line of scrimmage. Gave the carry to Jackson Hushin right there, picks up 1, and it's 3rd and long again for the Bearcats.
Yeah, they're in this, you know, flex look. You have 2 backs. You know where they're going to go with this. They try to set up some of the read game. They're going to go power game. They try to come back counter out of this. We'll see how Grafton, you know, tries to play out these possessions. That we now have another 3rd and long.
So Grafton has attempted 1 pass to this point. They've got a 6'5" receiver and Tucker Stempel out here to the near side. We'll see if they give him a shot right here. Kinsey rolls right, looking that way. Now he's going to tuck it, try to run it. He's in trouble, and he's going to be sacked.
Well, Eli called it. Looked like that's what they were trying to do right here. Ran out some real estate on the rollout. Tries to tuck it, but that might be something they come back to later on offense.
Sean Dent was in there. He's the one that's going to be credited. Full sack right there. There's only a loss of 1, maybe not even, but
that's an important 1 yard right there.
Either way, it's 4th down, and Grafton's forced to punt again. Grog, low punt. Price is going to field it, calls for fair catch, and Philip Barbour's going to take over with great field position just on their own side of the 50-yard line.
You know, those are one of the things that don't show up in the box score, something like a fair catch, Eli. Sometimes guys are uncomfortable. They don't come up and field it, let it hit and roll. And that's the thing, every 10 yards that thing rolls, you are losing a 1st down. And so if you can just make that fair catch, that is a big play, something that does not show up in a high school football box score.
Price had to dive for that. And anytime you're a special teams coordinator and you see your punt returner diving after it, trying to make the catch, you get a little nervous, but he's able to hang on.
Eli, yeah, that's not ideal that you're diving on the punt return, but he does fields it and completes the play.
Carpenter time again. Stutter step the line of scrimmage, tries to reverse field, gets to the near sideline, and he gets it up to midfield. A pickup of 3, a long play for 3 yards, but that's Landon Carpenter right there doing it all.
It is. He's a guy that's going to break tackles, and that's the thing. You know, Grafton still, they're getting to him. You have multiple guys hitting him, trying to make the tackle, and they're going to have to continue to do that because, you know, his game is to keep his legs churning.
So that'll take us to the end of the first quarter. The Philip Barbour Colts and Landon Carpenter, the only touchdown on the board. It's 7-0. Second quarter coming up after this on the MetroNews TV Game of the Week.
Football season is here, and Gomart has your gold and blue playbook all August long. Follow our weekly plays for your shot at the ultimate WVU fan experience. Plus, Gomart Rewards members are in the end zone with triple points every Tuesday. Not suited up yet? Sign up now to start scoring. Don't get caught off sides. Get your entry in before we call the final whistle. Winners announced on The Rich Rodriguez Show on September 7th. Check out the app or go to Gomart.com for details.
Well, you know, at the Thrasher Group, we built a firm that reflects the character of the Appalachian region. Resilient and resourceful. We have a strong, adaptable team of professionals who understand what it takes to get things done here. It's not just about the technical work, but it's the relationships, the funding strategies, and the problem solving. We live here, we work here, and we care about seeing this region thrive. And that's what drives everything we do at the Thrasher Group.
Back at George Byrer Field here in Philippi, getting ready to start the second quarter. Philip Barbour leading Grafton 7-0. Right now, Philip Barbour honoring their inductees into their 2026 Hall of Fame class. As the two teams await for the inductions to finish, Philip Barbour has it set up 2nd down and 7.
Also worth noting, Eli, the sun has dipped behind the trees on the hill in the distance. That is a big drop in the temperature around here. We've shaded ourselves, and as we work our way in the nightfall.
Absolutely. It was over 80 degrees at the start of this game, but sun going down, it's going to drop below 70. Quick temperature change, but this is the time of the year that you really like it. Right around 70 degrees. Feels good when you're out there playing.
Yeah, this is a great night. There's a solid first quarter there with some back and forth. Philip Barbour, they're doing a lot tonight with they're honoring the press box. They're doing their Hall of Fame inductees. So you have high school football, man. It's in the area.
Had a few games yesterday. One of them was North Marion and East Fairmont. The Huskies defeated the Bees 24-0, but there were 2 lightning delays in that game. There's not a cloud in the sky here in Philippi, so we don't got to worry about that tonight.
Yeah, there's lightning delays. That's rough when you got to shut her down and then you get it going again. They had to do that twice last night. I'm pretty sure the game didn't end until close to midnight.
Right.
That's it's tough when you're trying to finish out a game under those circumstances. But yeah, looks like hopefully we're not going to have to worry about that tonight.
The MetroNews TV Kickoff Classic was yesterday as well. The Cameron Dragons defeated the defending Class Single A runner-up Clay Battelle Seabees 42-0. Second and 7 now for Philip Barbour. They have it at midfield. And handoff's going to come to Carpenter again, trying to get to the near sideline. He's going to be hit hard along the sideline, picks up 5 up to the 45, or they mark it back to the 46, and it's going to be 3rd down and short coming up for Philip Barbour.
Nets are coming up with solid contact here, and that's what it's going to take if they for Grafton. Have that safeties, DBs are going to have to be up in the run game, making tackles in the box. These guys are going to have to continue to try to leverage. But on the defensive line, linebackers are going to be fitting, and it's going to turn into the opportunities for these DBs to make some tackles.
3rd down and 3 right here for the Colts. They've shown they can throw it, but Landon Carpenter's been running the show so far. We'll see what they go to. Jones is going to throw it. Price, that one almost intercepted. That would have been a great play. It still was a great play made by Hunter McQueen right over the middle. Got his hand up there, deflects it down, incomplete.
Yeah, McQueen wants that one back, man. This is a great break on the ball. He read it. Philip Barbour, good little play action. It's almost like a pop pass concept, and McQueen would like to have that one back, but he still breaks up the pass and creates a 4th down situation.
Philip Barbour is going to line up to punt it. They went for it a little bit further down the field on their first drive and got turned away by Grafton.
Now, if you're on Grafton's special team staff, they're saying watch the fake right here. This is a fake punt area, Eli, so we'll see what Philip Barbour goes with here.
A little bit of confusion running the punt team onto the field right here for Philip Barbour. Still looking to the sideline, and a flag is down. Do they have too many people, or do they not get set?
Looks like we had 2 minutes.
Yep.
It's the first punt of the season, Eli. Is this the first punt? Did they punt?
Yeah,
Yes, they went for it. Yeah, it's
they
their first punt.
First punt.
So that's the thing. Get your first punt. You have guys that are subbing in who, are rotating. You get maybe a little confusion. You eat the penalty. That's better, though, than burning a timeout right there. So Philip Barbour doesn't want to burn one because that's a 5-yard penalty. Doesn't hurt him in terms of the punting situation.
So Thorne will punt it. It is a high punt, and it's going to take a bounce at the 25 and roll directly out of bounds. A flag is down on the near side of the field. And it looked like Hushin and Price were going at it. I wonder who they're going to get the penalty called on.
And we'll see how this impacts where this starting position here.
And it looks like it's going to be against Philip Barbour.
So if you're Grafton, you have a little boost right here with field position.
So they're going to get Tristan Price on the hold, so that's going to add 10 yards to the starting field position for Grafton, and they're going to have their best starting field position so far.
So if you're Grafton's offense, you're looking at that. You just gained the first down. You got 10 yards in your field position. For all the back and forth, Philip Barbour's had some solid drives. They have won scoring drive. And so at this point, it's 7-0, and now you have possession and you have an opportunity to go and tie the game.
Bearcats have it 1st down and 10 from the 37. Philip Barbour's defense has been excellent to this point. Grafton still trying to get that offense going. And it's going to be Nestor who's going to get it, and J.W. Nestor is going to be slung down by Landon Carpenter in the backfield for a loss of 1.
So, Grafton's going to stay true to what they do, man. They're going to continue try to roll their blocking schemes. Trying to get reads for these running backs in terms of how we're picking holes. They're going to stay to their game plan, man. And they're not in a situation where you're trying to abandon anything right now. They're just trying to get a drive going now.
One play at a time. Kinsey to throw it, screen pass out to this sideline, and a lot of room to run, hurdling for a 1st down. That is Jacob Moats, and Grafton finally with a big play on offense.
That was an outstanding call right there. They've been setting it up, all this inside read action they've been getting. Right here, boom, pulls it, play action, hits him on a swing. That was a well-designed play, and it was a well-timed play call on the offensive side.
So Grafton has it, first play that they're going to run in Philip Barbour territory at the Colt 46. Chase Kinsey's first completion of the day as well. He was 0 for 2 before that. And they're going to go back to the run. Nestor up the middle. Gets a couple yards. They've been starting their 1st down runs. Haven't been going anywhere, but they pick up 3 right there.
Well, that's the thing. You get you get an outside play. You come back inside play. And so now they're getting a little inside-outside game. Maybe a little rhythm here on this drive.
We saw Chase Kinsey right there. After he handed it off, he faked it like he was going to reverse it to Cash Nestor right there. So now if you're Philip Barbour, you see that. You got to watch out for that.
Yeah, that's why it's important for quarterbacks to carry out fakes. You got to give that action to the defense to keep seeing it.
Kinsey rolling right, looking downfield, dumps it off. Pass caught by Nestor. And back-to-back completions for Chase Kinsey. Pick up a 5 right there. It'll be 3rd and 2 for Grafton.
Again, you get a little counter boot action, rolling him out. Outstanding job of just taking what the defense gives you here. You can take, a 5-yard throw. It's a 7-yard gain, and that shows up the same in the stat line. Quarterbacks want to chuck it. Well, if you just can take what's there, those yards add up.
3rd down and 2 for the Bearcats. First drive of the day that they've really gotten this offense going. We'll see if they can convert right here. It's going to be a handoff to Nestor. He's got a hole and a 1st down. A nice run, and that's the fastest I've seen J.W. Nestor hit that hole. Or rather, excuse me, that was Jackson Hushin hit that hole really hard right there.
Hushin, you have a guy who's a sophomore and showing up big here on both sides of the ball, really. He's been active this game, not only on offense, but also on defense.
Saw how quickly, once he got that handoff, he was full speed ahead, and Grafton has it up to the Philip Barbour 32.
Again, Grafton with good rhythm here. They went from the rollout, and they come back. They're coming inside, outside. That's where they've been flowing with their play calling.
Now it's going to be Moats on the carry, and he cuts it up the middle, gets hit at the 30, picks up 2, and goes down there.
So now we have a little wave of the situation, Eli, going the other way, where now Philip Barbour has controlled the game to this point, and now Grafton with a little bit of life on offense getting the drive. Now they're inside the 30. What's the Philip Barbour defense? What's their response going to be? Is now they've seen a lot of different motions, a lot of different looks here, a lot of different action out of Grafton. How are they going to adjust?
Moats ran into Abbott Dahl right there. Here comes the double reverse. Grafton running it this time, and trying to sneak through the line right there is Jeremiah Quinn. It's going to be a pickup of 2 after nearly getting drugged down in the backfield.
I think Philip Barbour, they said, hey, we ran that earlier. I think we know what we're looking at right here. You're trying to make those tackles in the backfield, but still they don't let that turn to a big play. You have guys staying home on the inside on the counter. And now we've got ourselves at 3rd and medium.
Well, Grafton has completed their last 2 passes. Definitely in 4-down territory right here if you don't pick this up. Play action. Kinsey rolls left, throwing, man open and dropped. And I mean wide open was Keegan Quinn. And that would have been a 1st down and more, but he couldn't hang on.
Yeah, they're coming back, a little waggle action. You have both guards pulling. these linebackers, they're trying to track them. They get, you freeze them for just a second, and then it's a good flood concept out of a waggle look here for Grafton for the wing T passing schemes. That was a good call, man. That was a good drive for Grafton right there. Even though we're at 4th down here, medium, even with the drop pass, still, I mean, this is a good fluid drive.
4th down and 6. Grafton going for pistol formation. Kinsey rolling right. He's going to tuck it and run it. Kinsey is hit spinning. He dives forward and gets the first down.
What an effort, Eli. Another good call right there, rolling him out. He has a run pass option. They've got him on a couple pass completions here, so they're more worried about stopping the throw instead of the run, and he makes a monstrous effort, stretches it out, knows where the sticks are. Good field awareness, gets the first down.
He's looking at that first down marker all the way. Philip Barbour running Dent off the field at the last second right there. 1st and 10 for the Bearcats. Cash Nestor gets the handoff, picks up 2, and Grafton has it inside the red zone.
They do. They're in the red zone. They've been consistent the whole drive. So they're going inside, outside. They're staying true to what they do, and they didn't let, say a rocky start there deter them from what they're trying to do. They stayed within their concept, and now here they are with their best drive of the day.
And after their first 2 pass attempts, it looks like since then Grafton's become a lot more comfortable in the passing game. A little more dangerous here as Moats gets it, and he's strung out, and he fights forward through the tackle. He was hit behind the line of scrimmage, but he ends up getting a yard out of that. Still 3rd and long.
So here you are, though. Now you're in that situation, 3rd and long. This is 2-down territory. We'll see. I think they're talking, Grafton thinks inside the 20. They want to be comfortable kicking a field goal. So we'll see. They're about right in the line of where that gray area of their range is. We'll see where they go here, but they're trying to get this first down. You got to capitalize on this good drive and this field position.
Hunter McQuain, the wide out to the near side, 6'1" receiver. Kinsey rolling that way, throwing, passes, caught by Moats. Strung out of bounds at the 12-yard line. Did he get the first down? Grafton fans want a flag. I don't see a flag on the field, and Moats is going to be out of bounds a yard short of the first down marker.
Still, they roll him out. Again, it's, you're trying to give him a run pass option. You have a 3-level stretch in their route concept, so it doesn't have to be home run ball every time. You take these underneath middle stuff, and boom, they are chipping away on the drive, but now you have a big 4th down.
All right, here we go, 4th down and 1. Kinsey's going to hand it off to Moats, who's trying to get outside. Flag is down. Moats is going to have the first down up to the 5-yard line, but got to watch out. This one might be coming back.
Yeah, Moats, man, this is great effort here to bounce it outside, but he really turned it on and was able to get the corner there. But unfortunately, that one's coming back for Grafton.
Now you're really in the gray area because you're backed up to the 22 now.
Yeah.
After the penalty. It looks like they're going to leave their offense on the field.
Well, you're talking about we have a guy with a basketball background out there at receiver, I do believe.
We got another flag down.
This might be the time you see him get some action.
Oh, man, unsportsmanlike conduct called against Philip Barbour. That's going to be a first down for Grafton, isn't it?
Where's that, 15? Eli, that's bad timing right there.
I didn't see what happened. I just saw the flag get launched in the air.
Usually when there's not something physical occurring, something verbal may have occurred that led to the penalty. Coach Mayle not going to be happy about that one.
First down.
You're in a 4th down situation where you have a big stop imminent, and now we've given a first down unsportsmanlike.
So, yeah, neither team was really close to each other, so it had to have been something verbal unless one of the Philip Barbour players took their helmet off. Could be the only other thing I could think of, but I didn't see what happened. Either way, that's a killer for the Colts.
So now, if you are Grafton, not only do you have a first down here, but you have a real solid little sweet spot where you're 1st and 10 still. They can still get a first down inside the 1.
Right.
So, this is a good way for them to try to cap off this drive. Now, you got to really focus, buckle down. They do not want to leave points off the board here. They're trying to get points on the board. This is, their best drive of the night so far. They got to try to capitalize.
I tell you, I've really liked their play-action rollout game. They've been getting guys open, the option for Kinsey to run it. Bobby Beltner wants to call a timeout. It's 1st and 10 from the 11 for Grafton. We'll take a timeout as well. 6:17 to go. Second quarter, Philip Barbour leading Grafton 7-0 on the Metro News TV Game of the Week.
Style should feel as good as it looks. That's why Tony the Tailor is proud to feature Johnny O, the perfect blend of classic style and laid-back comfort. Whether you're at the tailgate, on the golf course, at the office, or out for the weekend, Johnny O delivers effortless style for every occasion. Discover the latest Johnny O collection today and our new selections of WVU and Marshall logoed apparel at Tony the Tailor, downtown Charleston, or online at bestmastertailor.com.
Back at George Byrer Field here in Philippi, West Virginia. Philip Barbour leading Grafton 7-0, but Grafton knocking on the door.
So as we've gone through this first half, for a first game, Eli, this has been a pretty clean first half.
Yeah.
In terms of first game situation. So really, both teams have come in well prepared. The players are executing at a high level, and both coaching staffs have done an outstanding job in terms of management. Both teams still have 2 timeouts left. You got 6 minutes left in the half, and now we're trying on the Grafton side to finish their best drive of the night.
1st and 10 from the Philip Barbour 11. It's going to be a handoff to Hushin, and Hushin's going to be hit at the 10-yard line. No, he didn't even get there. Hit the line of scrimmage. That's it. No gain on the play.
So coming out of a timeout, the offense, they're using that timeout because they want to set up this goal line area part of this drive and try to make sure everybody's focused. But also defense, they're using that timeout to make sure everybody's staying home, staying disciplined, and not tracking, say, the misdirection stuff and staying with your assignment.
Parker Harrod again, the outstanding linebacker for Philip Barbour. He's made a lot of tackles so far. 2nd down and 10. Cash Nestor gets the carry. Philip Barbour again, excellent job defensively, is going to force a 3rd and long coming up for Grafton.
There you go. D-line's fitting. O-line, trying to leverage a way out, hold the edge there, but Philip Barbour's just been, they're stalemating up the line of scrimmage and allowing guys to rally to the ball. So they can carry that out here down the goal line. They're trying to make a big stand.
Got 6'5" Tucker Stemple in the game on a wideout. He's got Ezekiel Iwarner on him, much smaller defensive back. Kinsey rolling that way, looking. Carpenter after him, can't make the tackle. Kinsey breaks another one, throws end zone open, touchdown! J.W. Nestor, what a play!
Eli, this is outstanding work. Kinsey's out there with a little Johnny Manziel type action. He's rolling around, keeping alive. What a play. What a way to finish that drive for Grafton. That was a solid offensive drive right there. What a series.
Extra point coming up for Colin McCarthy for Grafton, trying to tie the game. Good snap, good hold. The kick is perfect. We're tied here in Philippi. We'll take a look at that touchdown throw by Chase Kinsey. He's going to remember this one for a while.
Yeah, they're staying to it. You've already mentioned, Eli, I think you've called 3 or 4 of these play calls here. They come back, roll him out. They have a height mismatch outside. He's still up. He doesn't go out of bounds. He stays inbounds. He ends up keeping his knees are off the ground. He makes that play fading away. He's shooting the fadeaway jumper right there, Eli, and he completes it to the back of the end zone.
Not to be that guy, but that looked a little bit like Patrick Mahomes, didn't it?
This is now where all the references coming out right now for Kinsey. But one way or another, Eli, we got ourselves a little bit of a ball game down here in Philippi.
Grafton was shut out by Philip Barbour a year ago. They get the score on the board, and we're all tied up.
So you have the clock situation. You've got the time of possession of this game now, balancing out a little bit more after that drive from Grafton. Philip Barbour controlled that clock to that last drive. And now here we go. They have 5 minutes left. That's plenty of time for them to put together a drive and try to respond to the Grafton score.
So kicking it will be Dylan Steed for Grafton. And this one is going to be a higher kick. It's going to be caught by one of the up men coming to this side and hit big at the 26-yard line. That was Kent Rowan who got hit. And Philip Barbour has it at the 27 where they'll start this drive.
You know, that's usually the goal. If you can keep the return inside the 30, if it's not a touchback, obviously the closest, you can keep it to the goal line, the better. But if you keep it inside the 30, you know, you generally consider that a win for the kickoff team. So special teams, you know, looking sound as well.
So now it's Philip Barbour's turn to respond after the great drive that ate up over half of the second quarter for the Grafton Bearcats. Philip Barbour has it back on offense, and they're going spread. Jones catches the snap one-handed. He's in trouble, and he's sacked way in the backfield.
Eli, this is the biggest play from this Grafton defense yet. And Philip Barbour going back, they're showing these multiple looks, formations, and it looks good. Again there, but just inside. Oh, man, beating the pool.
Wyatt Cunningham and Randall Grogg combined for a half sack each, and Philip Barbour way behind the sticks now.
Cunningham and Grogg, it was a quick jump they had on the snap right there. I think they prevented something that, you know, could have been a big play for Philip Barbour instead. We get a shared sack.
Jones to throw it. Screen pass, it is caught off the deflection. What a catch, what a play that was. Halen Griever caught it. And now Grafton's saying the ball came out at the end there, but that Jones almost just threw a touchdown the other way. And now Grafton is saying they have the ball. I don't know if the refs saw what happened at the end. They're going to say it's a catch for Philip Barbour. Take a look at this wacky play.
Just like you draw it up, Eli. They get deflected maybe right there at the line of scrimmage. And you have another deflection. Great concentration here on the Philip Barbour side. Griever stays with the play. He gets something out of what potentially was a big negative.
Third down, Carpenter gets it, strung out, tries to cut it upfield. He is hit, still on his feet, churning forward, picks up a couple yards, but it's fourth down.
Love your Philip Barbour right there. They got that outside action. That was good. They're trying to get out to the flats. You're having a quick passing game. Then what are you going to do? You're going to give it back to your dude and let him come back to the other side. But Grafton D making some stops here and forcing. We got a little fourth and short.
4th and 2 right here, and
under
dangerous territory.
Minutes, Eli. So we're under 3 for the half here.
Philip Barbour punted on their last 4th down. They're going for it right here. Jones is going to keep it. Going right side. He's going to get the first down up over the 40-yard line. Robbie Jones using his legs to pick up a new set of downs.
Eli, both offenses, man, like these guys are putting together a solid series right here. If you're Grafton, who you think's getting that ball? You know,
Landon Carpenter.
And instead, it's the pool, quarterbacks taking it, and they get the first down.
That's a big first down right there, because if they didn't get that, Grafton's in prime position with a lot of momentum to go take the lead. But now Philip Barbour, they can work the clock. Got to watch out a little bit because we're approaching 2 minutes. Jones going to keep it again. Tries to bounce outside, and he is hit and tackled for a loss of 1.
So they're still coming back to the action. You have the read game going on, so we'll see. You know, Philip Barbour still staying what they do. They've shown they can go tempo also, so 2 minutes, not a huge concern for them because they do have the ability to line up quick and snap it.
We're inside 2 minutes to go until halftime. Philip Barbour has it at their own 40-yard line, 2nd and 10. They stick with the tight formation. Carpenter to the right of quarterback Robbie Jones. And it's going to be Carpenter, and he's going to be hit trying to spin forward. He's going to pick up 2, and 3rd and long coming up again for Philip Barbour.
You have that draw delay action here. You know, they're ultimately you're trying to get Carpenter as much action as you can for Philip Barbour, but they have shown that they can throw it a little bit, and so here you are on this 3rd and long. This is big as we get under a minute and a half to go here in the second quarter.
Going to get a timeout called by Bobby Beltner, so that is Grafton's 2nd timeout called ahead of this 3rd down and 8 play coming up for Philip Barbour. We'll step aside as well. We'll have the final minute 23 coming up after this on the Metro News TV Game of the Week.
You just graduated high school, are finishing up something you started, or starting up something you intend to finish. Concord University in Athens, West Virginia is your next step. At Concord, classes are small, professors are accessible, and programs are built around career opportunities in fields like healthcare, business, education, science, the arts, and public service. It's affordable, it's personal, and it's designed to move you forward. You'll see it in the classroom, you'll see it at homecoming, and you'll definitely see it at graduation. Concord University. Come to learn, go to serve.
Back in Philippi, Bobby Beltner calls Grafton's second timeout. On the defensive side of the ball, you call timeout. What are you talking about right there?
Well, on the defensive side, you know that you've put yourself in pre-solid position here. But at the middle of the field is a big opportunity. You're trying to make sure everybody stays home on their keys inside and then outside. What's our coverage? Make sure everybody knows what our communication is going to be.
Trips to the left side, this time for Philip Barbour. Jones going to throw it back to Carpenter. He's got a blocker in front. Picks up the block. Carpenter lowers the shoulder. Still on his feet to the 25, 20. Carpenter 15-10 and brought down there.
Great play call right there. Philip Barbour setting that up. All the action looks like a flood concept away, and he let Carpenter leak out here, and they're coming back to the weak side. That was outstanding play design, and you get your guy doing what he does.
Philip Barbour has it all the way down at the 11-yard line. 1st and 10. Carpenter again, near side, cuts back. Is going to be hit. He picks up a few yards, gets it down to the 7.
So here we go. Under a minute, Eli. Grafton's D. Here they are. They have a chance to make another goal line stand. Last time, they give up a touchdown 4th down. Can they try to make the stand this time?
Timeout called by Nick Mayle right here. We'll take another look at that long play, long catch and run by Landon Carpenter.
Great design.
I tell you,
little screen away right here.
What Nick Mayle is going to see on film is that excellent blocking job by Halen Griever right there to clear the way for Carpenter to get downfield like that.
That's what these coaches both talk about. These receivers, you can make plays, you can make catches, but the way to get on the field is you're going to have to block. And if these guys are out here maintain their stock blocks, you're going to get on the field, and that is what springs that big play for Philip Barbour.
So Philip Barbour calls their second timeout. They have it 2nd down and 6 from the 7-yard line, threatening to take the lead just before halftime.
Key of the game, finish the drives. Here we go.
Yep.
So far, both teams able to do that, and you have our biggest point of a series right now as we got 49 seconds in the half. Each team 1 timeout. The coaches have managed the game very well at this point. You have our, both sides. Players have looked really fundamental, really consistent in what they've been doing. So, we've had a really solid game. You have a couple penalties mixed in, but that's to be expected, especially week 1. This has been just really a well-played first half on both sides. And now here we go. This is a big moment in our game as we have a goal line opportunity on both sides.
Remember, Philip Barbour has an excellent kicker in Aiden Thorne if they can't get it in, if time's running down.
Oh, Philip Barbour playing out a little shift action, Eli.
Shifted left side. Carpenter goes right side, follows his blocks, lowers the shoulder. He's taken down at the 1-yard line. It is enough to pick up the 1st down. So it's going to be 1st and goal from the 1 for the Colts.
Not even that first. Yep. It doesn't happen too often. We had it happen twice in the first half right there. 1st and 10s from the 11.
Think it's Carpenter time?
I think you're right, E.
Sure is. Landon Carpenter lowers the shoulder and finds the end zone for a Philip Barbour touchdown. 2nd touchdown of the game for Landon Carpenter.
Eli, last year this game was a defensive struggle. This year you have right there 2 back-to-back drives that are real fluid. You had great action on the play calls. Everything was set up, fluid, play-to-play. Both offenses looked really good. That was really competent action from the players and from the calls. 2 great drives back-to-back from both teams.
Tell you, Philip Barbour went to that super counter right there. They shifted the formation, and then they pulled 3 guys back to the right, and Landon Carpenter just walks in behind him. Oh, the extra point is blocked. And so their special teams, that'll play a factor. Philip Barbour not able to convert the extra point. They lead by 6 with 37 seconds to go. We'll step aside and have the final 37 seconds of the first half coming up after this on the Metro News TV Game of the Week.
Daniels Men's Store, exceptional style begins with a curated selection and finishes with a flawless fit. When it's time to buy a suit, Daniels is here to make sure yours is one of a kind. Discover tailored suits you'll only find in store at Daniels.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your app store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
Back at George Byrer Field here in Philippi, West Virginia, Landon Carpenter scores his second touchdown of the game. The first one was 5 yards out. That one was 1 yard out. The extra point was blocked, however, so the Colts hold just a 6-point lead as Grafton will have 37 seconds left here in the first half.
He had a great drive. Philip Barbour pulled out all the stops right there, and a lot of movement, a lot of shifting, a lot of different formations, a lot of things for Grafton to think about at halftime.
Return attempt here for Jacob Moats, and Moats has a good return. Look out! There goes Jacob Moats trying to track him down. Can he get there? All the way for a touchdown. What an answer for Grafton.
Special teams, Eli. We talked about it the whole half. Special teams playing a role, and you got a big game like this. Special teams is going to make a difference. Big answer by Grafton.
And the Bearcats can take the lead with this extra point right here. Jacob Moats on the return. Aiden Thorne didn't get it to the end zone, and Moats makes him pay.
You know, and really, he just has one move he makes. That was, you know, you have a lot of guys picking up their blocks right here on that kick return that's able to make that happen. But he turns it on once he gets into that. Once he gets in that middle alley there, he makes it happen.
Timeout called by Grafton.
So Eli, this is why it's important to have good clock management. You're in this situation, you got 2 seconds left. The coaches have done a good job of managing timeout. So you're in this kind of situation, you get this big answer, you block the extra point after giving a touchdown. That's, you know, what the only win you can get out of that is, well, you block the extra point. Now you're in a situation where this is a really big extra point going in the half. You can take the lead. You have that timeout in your pocket. They're able to take it, and now you get everybody refocused here. You just had this big kick return. Let's make sure we don't have, somebody out there that's not supposed to be there. You're checking alignment, checking personnel, and so you can try to get this focus on this this really big extra point that we're about to see.
Call it a 90-yard kick return for a touchdown for Jacob Moats. And now the extra point coming up for Grafton kicker Colin McCarthy to try and give the Bearcats the lead heading into the locker room. Snap is good, the kick is up, and the kick is good. Grafton leading Philip Barbour 14-13. But now wait, Philip Barbour's going to get a chance to return this kick with 22 seconds left.
So there you go. Special teams, what we're going to do now, is that you get that big play. You don't want to give that momentum right back on the ensuing kickoff here.
So we'll step aside and have the final 22 seconds in the first half coming up after this on the Game of the Week.
Disasters happen. Pick the team that takes care of them all. The location in Charleston, joining our branches in Wheeling, Morgantown, and Pittsburgh, we'll be there to help when you need it most. Our expert team and state-of-the-art equipment is ready to serve the Kanawha Valley 24 hours a day. From water damage to fire restoration, when disaster strikes your home or business, tell your insurance provider you prefer the restoration company the Mountaineers call. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
Back here in Philippi, West Virginia, Jacob Moats' 90-yard kickoff return touchdown puts Grafton up 14-13, 22 seconds left in the first half. Philip Barbour is going to get their chance on special teams right here. Dylan Steed will kick it away for Grafton. He's going to squib it, and it's going to be picked up by Rowan at the 25, and Rowan slipping out of a tackle, but no more. After that, the ball comes out, but it rolls out of bounds. Wow, that was a hold-your-breath moment right there for Philip Barbour Nation.
Ball goes out of bounds, so no harm in the end there, Eli. So now you have possession. You do have a timeout, but you only have 14 seconds to work with, so we'll see what they go with there.
It was stripped clean, too. If that would have stayed in bounds, that would have been big time for Grafton right at the end of the half, but it didn't, and Philip Barbour will have it first down and 10 from their own 28, and they're going to spread it out, trips to the near side. Looks like they're going to take a shot maybe.
You have this timeout, so go ahead and take a shot.
They roll Jones out to the right. He spins out of a tackle, now cranks it downfield, looking for Price, working back to the ball, and it's incomplete. And a big hit there after the play. I tell you right here, if this had a little more juice on it, the defender got lost as Price was working back to it. What a job by Jones right there.
It is, keeping that alive. Anytime you have a missed tackle like that or a guy breaking loose, quarterback keeps it alive, and that's when you start having breakdowns. Secondary, you're right. If you get a little bit more right there, you might have had a special play.
So we're down to 14 seconds to go, first half. Philip Barbour has shown they're trying to score. And they have an excellent kicker in Aiden Thorne, so even if you don't get the miraculous touchdown right here before the end of the half, you can still attempt a long field goal.
A question here on the sideline. And Coach Mayle asking the white hat some questions there. The head coach talking to these officials, Eli, you never know what those questions are going to be.
It's a game clock issue, so they take away 6 more seconds. Goes from 14 seconds down to 8.
Yeah, clock to run there, adjusting the clock. Here we go, second down.
Second and long, and they're going to go to a trick play right here. Jones dancing around. Now he's going to launch it downfield looking for Price along the sideline, and he's out of bounds. Couldn't make the catch. Incomplete. First half in the books, and it's Grafton leading Philip Barbour by 1. 14-13 our score on the Metro News Game of the Week, living up to its name. We'll step aside and have our halftime show coming up after this on Metro News Television.
On the next State of Minds.
I was in liver failure, and I was told I needed to quit drinking or I was going to die, and that was at 36. When he invited me to church, all the hair on my arms, my chest, my back, it all stood up. You're taught to love, you're taught to forgive, and there's a reason for that. It lets you be healthy and lets you move forward with a vision for your life that's not defined by what happened to you.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your app store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
Struggling with high school? The Mountaineer Challenge Academy in Kingwood and Montgomery provides the structure to help you succeed. You can earn your high school diploma in 22 weeks. Call us today or visit wvchallenge.org.
Football season is here, and Gomart has your gold and blue playbook all August long. Follow our weekly plays for your shot at the ultimate WVU fan experience. Plus, Gomart Rewards members are in the end zone with triple points every Tuesday. Not suited up yet? Sign up now to start scoring. Don't get caught off sides. Get your entry in before we call the final whistle. Winners announced on The Rich Rodriguez Show on September 7th. Check out the app or go to Gomart.com for details.
Hi, I'm Coach Rich Rodriguez, head football coach, West Virginia Mountaineers. I make a lot of decisions as a head coach. You make a lot of decisions in life. If disaster ever strikes your home or business, make the right call and call Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration. I know these folks. They're great to work with. They're outstanding. They've served for over 50 years in the Mountain State. They'll treat you right. If you ever have a disaster, ever need something fixed, call Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration. That's the team the Mountaineers will call.
We've reached halftime here at George Byrer Field in Philippi, West Virginia. What a first half it was. It started off slow, seeing a little bit of remnants of last year's game, that defensive battle. Saw a couple fourth down conversion attempts. It was Grafton's defense that made the big stop early. Then Grafton struggled to get their offense going early. Philip Barbour came back, had a 4th and goal attempt at their own 5-yard line. Landon Carpenter punched it in for the first touchdown of the game. It stayed 7-0. for a while before Grafton put together an excellent drive to drive down the field, and then we saw Chase Kinsey work magic down on the goal line to find his receiver, J.W. Nestor, in the back of the end zone for a touchdown. That evened the game. Philip Barbour came back, a big play down the sideline to Landon Carpenter, set up the Colts in great field position. Carpenter later scored from 1 yard out. The extra point was blocked by Grafton. Philip Barbour led by 6 with 30 seconds to go in the first half, and that's where Jacob Moats entered the game on the kick return, a 90-yard kick return for a touchdown, and the extra point was good. That's where we stand right now. Grafton leading Philip Barbour 14-13. So, Coach, I'll turn it over to you. What's your thoughts and takeaways on the first half?
Well, in a typical big game first half like this, especially first game of the season, you talked about the start of the game. That is common. That's typical when you have teams kind of feeling each other out. You see how the defenses react, offenses, they're moving, trying to see what the defense is doing. And as the half went on, both offenses, I really felt those guys adjusted well. They, Philip Barbour saw some shifts and shift motion action coming out of them. Grafton does a great job in terms of in their boot game and going inside outside on their series. So the teams felt each other out, and then man, it really picked up as the half went on, and we have ourselves an exciting game of the week right here.
So it looked like Grafton right there was going to flip the momentum back and take it all away from Philip Barbour, and then enter Landon Carpenter into the game with the big play down the sideline that set up their second touchdown of the game. And then it looked like, okay, Philip Barbour's going to have all the momentum going into halftime, and then Jacob Moats returns it to the house. So really, there hasn't been a team that has established legit momentum yet.
Right, and that's, you have all three phases of the game playing out. And that's what coaches talk about all the time. Both of these coaches talked about that coming into the game, how all three phases are going to matter, and that is all playing out in that first half. So you go in at halftime, we're going to see what adjustments get made. In terms of Grafton, a quarterback who's moving around, he's all over the place, keeping the play alive. What's Phil Barbour going to do on defense? Try to make sure they're staying true to their rules, staying home on defensive reads. You flip that, on the Philip Barbour side, offensively, they've had some great drives. They've shown a lot of different formations on those drives. We're going to see what they're going to play off of that. And if you're Grafton, they're trying to prepare. All right, you're going to get certain looks. And make sure we're staying home and staying true to our keys and playing our defensive rules.
Remember, Grafton won the coin toss. They deferred, so they will get the ball to start the second half. And it's a Grafton offense that had a really good drive. Their last offensive drive in the second quarter, drove down the field and scored a touchdown. Grafton, they're more of that, take it 3 yards, 5 yards at a time down the field. Philip Barbour's kind of the same way, but they're a little more explosive with Landon Carpenter. But now, Grafton, you get the ball. You can really play with this clock right here and try to control it.
Yeah, used to they'd say 3 yards and a cloud of dust, but now it's a cloud of turf, I guess, which you adjust that to. Like in these conditions, you're sweaty, it sticks to you. So I don't know. However you got to adjust that with the rubber pellets. That's the phrase we're using here. All right, for both teams, and that's the thing. Both teams are also controlling the clock. That was a pretty quick first half, which is how both of them draw it up. And so ball control, clock control, and you're going to end up the second half. We'll see if they're able to, continue that, and will they be able to take advantage of all scoring opportunities, when they get inside the red zone, and so far when they've gotten inside goal line situations, they've been able to capitalize.
All right, our halftime show will continue from Philippi. Grafton leading Philip Barbour in the Coal Bowl, the MetroNews TV Game of the Week, 14-13. More coming up on the show when we return after this.
What we do here is more than just a job. We make a lasting impact every day. The architecture, engineering, and field services professionals at Thrasher are providing the know-how to make projects successful. Whether you're just starting out or looking to advance, you'll find career paths that align with your goals and a company that's committed to your growth. At Thrasher, it's more than just another day on the job. It's the foundation for a better tomorrow.
Attention, Mountaineer Challenge Academy graduates. Specialized free training programs are available to you. Career and technical education leading to industry-recognized certification and job placement in welding, building construction, medical assistant, and heavy equipment operating. Our career-focused and resume-building tracks are designed to allow you to dictate your own success. We'll give you professional guidance and interview and resume-building skills to help you get to the next level. Learn more at wvjobchallengeprogram.org. Another challenge for a better future.
Style should feel as good as it looks. That's why Tony the Tailor is proud to feature Johnny O, the perfect blend of classic style and laid-back comfort. Whether you're at the tailgate, on the golf course, at the office, or out for the weekend, Johnny O delivers effortless style for every occasion. Discover the latest Johnny O collection today and our new selections of WVU and Marshall logoed apparel at Tony the Tailor, downtown Charleston, or online at bestmastertailor.com.
Whether you just graduated high school, are finishing up something you started, or starting up something you intend to finish, Concord University in Athens, West Virginia is your next step. At Concord, classes are small, professors are accessible, and programs are built around career opportunities in fields like healthcare, business, education, science, the arts, and public service. It's affordable, it's personal, and it's designed to move you forward. You'll see it in the classroom, you'll see it at homecoming, and you'll definitely see it at graduation. Concord University. Come to learn, go to serve.
At Daniel's Men's Store, exceptional style begins with a curated selection and finishes with a flawless fit. When it's time to buy a suit, Daniel's is here to make sure yours is one of a kind. Discover tailored suits you'll only find in store at Daniel's.
Download MetroNews Television on your iPhone or Android. Search MetroNews Television in your app store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
Disasters happen. Pick the team that takes care of them all. The location in Charleston, joining our branches in Wheeling, Morgantown, and Pittsburgh, we'll be there to help when you need it most. Our expert team and state-of-the-art equipment is ready to serve the Kanawha Valley 24 hours a day. From water damage to fire restoration, when disaster strikes your home or business, tell your insurance provider you prefer the restoration company the Mountaineers call. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
All right, welcome back to George Byrer Field here in Philippi, West Virginia. Our halftime show continues, and Coach, this is where we're switching it up this year on the Game of the Week with our halftime show. We caught up with Philip Barbour head coach Nick Mayle in Philippi, talked to him a little bit about the program, and we're going to call it our halftime snacks show. So we're going to take you into that, and we're going to show you the interview with Coach Nick Mayle. The halftime show continues. Grafton and Philip Barbour, the Week 1 MetroNews TV Game of the Week. We're trying something a little bit different this year on our halftime segments. It could rotate week in and week out, but for this week, we're lucky enough to be joined by Philip Barbour head coach Nick Mayle. Coach, thank you for your time. We appreciate you for joining us.
Thank you guys for coming down and seeing our town.
All right, Coach, we're going to go right into it. You know, we're here, we're snacking. You got a big game at this point in your career. You've been a part of a lot of big games. Do you have a pregame snack superstition? Does it change depending on where the game is, or you try to be consistent with how you snack before a game?
Before a game, like for me, I don't really have a superstition, but after the game, you better look out. You know, I'm ready to eat after the game, so anything's fair game, something just to subside me through the game, but I'm ready to rock and roll afterwards, and yeah, I'm ready to eat anything that's around.
So pregame, let's say it's more just maintaining.
Yeah.
And then postgame, the wheels are coming off.
That's right. Maintaining so that you don't fall out during the game, but postgame, you got to replenish.
That's Coach, that's a good strategy, I think, right there.
Right.
All right, Coach, one thing we kind of want to highlight around the state is not a lot of other people that are watching from all over West Virginia really know like what goes on in the community, and being a team, not only the only team in Philippi, but the only team in Barbour County. How does the Philip Barbour Colts football program show up in the community, and what does this program mean to the community here?
Yeah, that's a big part of what we do is, the community gives so much to us that we like to give back to the community in any way that we can. You know, I get phone calls all the time like, hey, we need help doing this or that or whatever, and, our guys show up. You know, we just had some recent flooding. I mean, other communities, I know Weston and Buchanan had some major issues with flooding, and actually all around the state, but we had a lady that was an elderly lady. She wanted us to needed her backyard cleaned up. Her garage floated from her front yard to her backyard, and it was just a mess. And I got a call that said they needed some, strong backs to come help. And, a bunch of the guys came down, and, I was running a chainsaw, cutting stuff up, and they were carrying and stacking things, and, just things like that. Anything that we can do to help, no matter how big or no matter how small. I mean, we're there to show up because our community always shows up for us.
Coach, you were able to experience coaching in the North-South game this past summer. That's always a great experience, not just for the players, but also for the coaches.
Yeah.
And, through that experience, can you share maybe what were some of your takeaways from it, and then what was your overall, experience like being able to coach in that North-South game?
Yeah, I mean, being part of the West Virginia Coach Association, you can get an opportunity to be an assistant or be a head coach. So I went down last year as an assistant coach, and this year as a head coach. There's a lot more goes into it if you're the head coach, because you got to get a team together. But it's a great experience. I mean, you're bringing in other head coaches to coach with you. So during the week, it's almost like a coaching clinic with those coaches. You guys are bouncing ideas off of each other. You're bringing in kids from all over the northern part of the state to build a team. So you got different communities, different personalities coming in, and it's just a great overall experience. I mean, and then put everything together in a week and play a game, and got to take some of my guys, got to coach them again. And we had a kid that Patrick Webster that. He didn't play corner for us. We moved him to safety because he was getting smoked at corner when he was a junior. So, and he ended up being a really great safety. And then we moved him to corner, and he started off against Tony Allen from Jefferson, which has some wheels on him. Couldn't hardly guard him, but by Wednesday he was running with him, and I was like telling Terry Ray, the coach at Washington, was running DBs there, and I was like, I don't know if he can play corner, and he said, I tell you, on Saturday he's going to have a pick six. He called him Webby. Webby's going to have a pick six. Well, Webby got a pick six in the North-South game, and it was awesome. It was one of them like proud dad moments, I was like, that's my boy, good job, So yeah, it's just a great experience, and I encourage everybody to try to get involved in it and take part in it.
Yeah, so you have that special kind of experience. What have you applied, you think, to your team now, coming from that experience in June as you went into the off-season workouts and the summer workouts as you're coming into game one?
Well, I mean, one thing you learn in that experience is just there's so many different personalities, and your way isn't always the right way, and maybe other people view things different, but you can bring all that together and put a good product on the field, and then you're coaching some of the best kids in the state, so you know what the standard is. Like, this is how the position needs to be played. So then I can bring that, and this is what we need to do, or this is where our guys need to get to as far as workouts and getting them in the shape that they need to be in and stuff. So it definitely is a good experience to bring that all back to Philip Barbour.
All right, Coach, it's week one. Week one's a different week. You got the whole summer leading up to it. And do you have any stories from your very first week one game that you did the first time you were head coach here?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I don't think we had a week one. I think it was a COVID issue or something. But I think we lost to Buckhannon. We ran 4 verts and threw an interception. After they went ahead by 1, we tried to tie it up, got an interception, they ran it back. So it was a heartbreaker. But and I think we were on a pretty long losing streak at that point. I think they hadn't won a game in it was 27 games, we hadn't won a game. There's definitely, trying to manage a game, being a new head coach, I knew how to manage, but I think I've gotten better at not getting into the hype of the game and the emotions of the game, and staying, even keeled throughout the game to make the best decisions that I can. And then I got a great coaching staff, and they, we're always clinicking and getting better. So we've gotten better for the kids as well. So, so the first one wasn't real great. We won 1 game that year, and the kids wanted to dump Gatorade on my head after the game. And I'm like, God, we won 1 game, but we broke a losing streak, so it was super exciting. But I was like, that's just 1. We got more work to do. It's coming down the line. So, I definitely am thankful, to go through that and know, what it's like to work to get to be a successful program.
Talking about the kids dumping Gatorade on your head, is there any other game where they did that where you were okay with it?
No, I haven't got, I don't think I've got Gatorade dumped on my head by my team. I got Gatorade dumped on my head this summer at the North-South game. But, we just, we're kind of stay all business, I imagine, if I'm ever lucky enough to be like Coach Bartic here and get that championship, and I'll definitely take that Gatorade bath. But we're always looking like there's another game. We're not going to celebrate this when this is the next one. I mean, we've made strides in our program and went to the playoffs and won the first playoff game in school history, went to the quarterfinals that first year, and Coach Bartic whipped our tail. And then the next year, we hosted a playoff game and then made it to the semis last year. But we didn't even, after going to the semis, it was just like, all right, we have another game. We got to keep going. So I think we just stay focused on what we have ahead of us.
All right, it's time now, Coach. We need to know, why did you go this particular snack here as we are snacking down in Philippi? Tell us why is this your pick?
Chicken wings are a universal food. Everybody can eat them. And, it's America, so we eat bone in. And we're grown men. I know Eli, boneless. You grow out of your toddler ways someday and quit eating chicken nuggets. But General Mo's sauce got a little zing to it. Delicious. And you can eat as many as you want or as few as you want, but the more the merrier.
I like that. So, Coach, here we go. We're on wrap up our snack segment. Gentlemen, 1, 2, 3, snacks! Coach, good call. You make calls like that in the game, we're going to be all right.
Yeah, it's a winner.
You see that, Coach? He didn't even give me a chance to defend myself when he came at me for getting boneless wings right there.
Well, I mean, that was a smart play call by him. He was able to hit that comment right before the pull of the snack, Eli. That was fantastic timing by Coach, and he left you. You're in a tight spot. You just had to go. Sometimes in life, you got to eat it. You physically and literally had to eat it right there and just go through with the boneless wing.
I just want to make it known, those boneless wings were excellent, so I stand by my decision to go boneless right there. That was our halftime snack segment. We're going to be rotating different segments during halftime each week this season, and for this one, we sat down with the home team head coach Nick Mayle, and he had a lot of good things to say about this Philip Barbour program, which has really grown over the last couple of years.
It has, and it's always good to see the coaches interact with their communities. I always think that's the most important part about athletics in general, and especially when you're talking high school football. It serves as a big source of pride for many communities all across America, and especially here in West Virginia. And so it's great how you get to see them doing things the right way in terms of not only are they consistently improving on the field with their success, but also that their student athletes are out and involved in their community.
So stay with us. More coming on our halftime show, and the second half kickoff coming up shortly. It's the MetroNews TV Game of the Week. Grafton up 1 on Philip Barbour. Back after this.
On the next State of Minds.
I was in liver failure, and I was told I needed to quit drinking or I was going to die, and that was at 36. When he invited me to church, all the hair on my arms, my chest, my back, it all stood up. You're taught to love, you're taught to forgive, and there's a reason for that. It lets you be healthy and lets you move forward with a vision for your life that's not defined by what happened to you.
Download MetroNews Television on your iPhone or Android. Search MetroNews Television in your app store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
Struggling with high school? The Mountaineer Challenge Academy in Kingwood and Montgomery provides the structure to help you succeed. You can earn your high school diploma in 22 weeks. Call us today or visit wvchallenge.org.
Football season is here, and Gomart has your gold and blue playbook all August long. Follow our weekly plays for your shot at the ultimate WVU fan experience. Plus, Gomart Rewards members are in the end zone with triple points every Tuesday. Not suited up yet? Sign up now to start scoring. Don't get caught off sides. Get your entry in before we call the final whistle. Winners announced on The Rich Rodriguez Show on September 7th. Check out the app or go to Gomart.com for details.
Hi, I'm Coach Rich Rodriguez, head football coach, West Virginia Mountaineers. I make a lot of decisions as a head coach. You make a lot of decisions in life. If disaster ever strikes your home or business, make the right call and call Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration. I know these folks. They're great to work with. They're outstanding. They've served for over 50 years in the Mountain State. They'll treat you right. If you ever have a disaster, if you ever need something fixed, call Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration. That's the team that Mountaineers will call.
Back at George Byrer Field here in Philippi, West Virginia. About 90 seconds until we get the second half kickoff. So Grafton won the coin toss, elected to defer. They will get the ball to start the second half. And you've been a coach in this situation before, tight games. And, you know, if you're Grafton's head coach, what are you saying? If you're Philip Barbour's head coach, what are you saying?
Well, you're coming in as a new head coach, on the Grafton side. That's a great half for them because, everyone's believing in what they've been going through since June of, what you've had to sacrifice to get to this point of a first game. And, that first half, that looked pretty good for them. And it's like, hey, we're going to build on that. And now you got you guys believing and taking momentum in the second half. Here, Philip Barbour, their message now is every senior, that has experience on this team in this program, they don't know what it's like to not go to the playoffs. They are guys that are familiar with success. And so their whole thing is, hey, we've been here before, stay consistent, and we're just going to keep playing this out. We used to always say, stay the course was always our mantra. And so that's the thing. You're trying to stay the course and take that into the second half. So, I mean, that was a great first half, Eli, and it's always good to see what adjustments come out in the second half.
Well, you mentioned the senior class for Philip Barbour making the playoffs. They've also dominated Grafton every time they played, so it's a rivalry game. Everyone's used on Philip Barbour's side to really blowing this team out. Now you're down to them at halftime. Does that have any effect on you mentally going into halftime?
It can, and guys let that kind of get to them. They're trying to stress to make up for that, where it's something they're not used to. And the other side, on the Grafton side, that's the thing. They're in this game in terms of not just being in it and being competitive. They are leading. You're winning at halftime, and now to them, they got to try to regroup and finish the second half. You can't be content with that first half. Now you have to go and put together again and try to win this game and have an even better second half.
And they get the ball to start the second half. Their last offensive drive, they drove down the field, took up over 8 minutes off the clock in that second quarter. And so I would expect them to kind of do the same thing. Run, little rollout pass, 5 yards here and there. Keep moving the sticks down the field.
Yeah, if they're going to stick to that game plan, the old phrase, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, Eli. And so as we come out, they are receiving the ball, and that gets into little games within the game. You defer. Defensive coaches love to defer. Offensive coaches all want the ball. Okay, and so here you go. This is why, when the defensive and offensive coordinators debate, especially if it's tied or you're winning and you get the ball to start this second half, you give yourself an opportunity now to go up 8 if you're Grafton. Philip Barbour, though, they're going to try to get this answer and work field position.
So Aiden Thorne will kick it off. Moats returned it for a touchdown last time. He's going to get another shot at it right here. Catches it inside the 10. Now tries to bounce outside. Philip Barbour's all over it this time. Warner brings him down, and he didn't get up to the 25. That's where Grafton will start the second half.
Eli, I think it'd be safe to say Coach Mayle probably drove home the special teams kickoff point at halftime right here as we started that second half.
Got an injured Bearcat down. It's Jackson Hushin. He was trying to walk off the field right there, but goes down grabbing his knee. So we have an injury timeout, and while they tend to Hushin, we'll step aside. Back after this.
When it's your big day, every detail matters. At Daniel's Men's Store, tuxedo and suit rentals ensure that you look your best without the stress. Weddings or formal events, Daniel's is where West Virginia dresses up.
Struggling with high school? The Mountaineer Challenge Academy in Kingwood and Montgomery provides the structure to help you succeed. You can earn your high school diploma in 22 weeks. Call us today or visit wvchallenge.org.
So Jackson Hushin limping off under his own power. It's always good to see when they're able to walk back to the sideline without any help. He tried to walk back originally and then went down.
That's good. Let Hushin game trigger, get him back in the game. He's good for this game right now. We need that guy in it just for the sheer competitiveness and entertainment of the game that he has provided tonight.
He's been great on both sides of the ball. So now Grafton's got to make a little bit of adjustment to their lineup, and you hope that Hushing can come back at some point. So here we go. Start of the second half. J.W. Nestor comes in motion. It's Cash Nestor time, and Grafton trying to establish the run early in this second half, and 1 yard, maybe 2. That's all Cash Nestor gets. Another great play by Parker Herod, the middle linebacker for Philip Barbour.
So even if you're Grafton right here, you're taking this drive, they're working clock. That's their game plan. They'll take that 2-yard gain, 3-yard gain, and if they can try to build off of it, their ultimate goal is keep moving, but also run the clock.
So 2nd down and 8 for the Bearcats. And it's going to be a pass for Kinsey. He rolls left, throws downfield, leaping catch made across the 40-yard line and up to the 45. Keegan Quinn, he dropped one earlier, makes up for it right there.
Makes up for it in a big way. Eli makes this catch, showing his athleticism. This is great action from the quarterback. We have you have a running back flare. They give that action screen game, then boom, it delays enough to give Quinn the opportunity to make that play on the ball.
Keegan Quinn, a 5'7", 138-pound senior, leaping to the sky to pull that one in. New set of downs for Grafton up to the 45. J.W. Nestor gets the carry, runs into a wall, picks up one, that's it, and then driven backwards by a herd of Colts.
Watching Grafton, watching the work out of Kinsey at the quarterback spot, he does a great job of setting these things up. You're trying to open up run game, pass game, but right here, that first down play, Philip Barbour's interior, man, they are answering the call and rising to the occasion with any of the counter and interior run stuff Grafton's throwing at them.
So 2nd down and 9 coming up for the Bearcats. They've had a lot of success in this pass game in the second quarter, now into the second half. It's Cash Nestor going to get it up the middle, and again, Philip Barbour's entire team right there to make the tackle. A gain of 2. It'll be 3rd and 7.
The box for Philip Barbour. Those guys have been sound pretty much all night right here. They're doing their thing again. Grafton's still trying to come back to the inside run game. They can't abandon that. They have to keep Philip Barbour honest, but their box has been stymieing them throughout the evening. So we'll see where's Grafton going to go here on offense. They go inside. Where are they going to hit them with here, on this 3rd and long?
Pistol double wing formation for Grafton. Kinsey rolling right, looking downfield, has a man wide open behind the defense, and he missed him. Keegan Quinn was all alone. Kinsey had him early, didn't throw it, and then threw it just a little too far away from him.
Yeah, throw a little off, but if you watch, man, that's the thing. Something will probably come back to as the game goes on. All of his footwork, all of his action in terms of, he's setting up counter boot action. All that is playing a role in trying to get the defense off balance. So we'll see if they come back to that later on here in the second half.
I tell you, if he threw that a little earlier, Keegan Quinn was wide open. Philip Barbour didn't see him, and they kind of retreated. I think Kinsey tried to adjust for that and throw it away from the defense. Didn't hit Quinn. 3rd punt of the day for Grog. It's a good one. It's going to die inside the 5. And every time special teams makes a big play, Grafton special teams, they're winning that battle today. They have a kick return for a touchdown, a blocked extra point, and now they pin Philip Barbour back inside the 5.
That's a big punt. That was a high-quality, high-IQ punt. We've seen him earlier. He can boot it, but right there, controlled punt. It's a forward roller, hard to field, and it ends up dying inside the 5, man. So here we go, field position battle. But if you're Philip Barbour, now they got the opportunity. Can they flip some momentum here and get their offense going again?
So they have it 1st and 10 from the 3-yard line. This is a Grafton defensive line that has been solid all game long. They have a few tackles for loss, and you got to think Philip Barbour, it's Carpenter time, and they're going to want to go right up the middle and go forward. That's what they try, and Carpenter had a little bit of a crease, but it closed up quickly, and Carpenter, no whistle down. Carpenter's going down the sideline. Are you kidding me? Touchdown, Landon Carpenter.
That one hurts if you're Grafton, Eli. That is That's a gut-wrenching result if you're on defense. But a heads-up play by Carpenter. He doesn't actually touch the turf.
Wow. Wow. He bounced right off the defender, got back up. It's week 1. We already have a play of the year candidate. 97-yard touchdown run for Landon Carpenter.
So if you're Carpenter, that's heads up. That does his elbow touch the turf over there? We can't quite see. So if you're on the Grafton side of that, they might think it did. Philip Barbour, they're going to say, no, it did not. And that's a heads up play, touchdown.
Carpenter knew it immediately. He got up, didn't even look to think if he heard the whistle or not. He just kept going. No whistle was blown, and Philip Barbour's on top just like that. 20-14. We'll take a break. Back after this.
Every moment demands the same focus. Their eyes, their mind, their full attention. Your drive demands the same thing. Stay in the game. What wins on the field keeps you safe on the road. Stay in the game. Don't drive distracted.
Welcome back to George Byrer Field here in Philippi, West Virginia. It was Landon Carpenter. Almost magical right here. 97-yard touchdown run. Take a look at this.
Eli, heads up play. He didn't, you're right, he didn't even stop. He takes a peek there. He has kept his motion going. You got fireworks for the scores, and there are fireworks on the field in this one.
Ian Cunningham was there. That wrapped him up and brought him down, but didn't bring him down enough. And Carpenter takes it to the house.
That's where you can get a lot of technicalities on rules interpretations, right, Eli, when you get into what is a tackle, what is not a tackle.
So Aiden Thorne will kick off to Jacob Moats. He returns it from his own 5-yard line, and Moats looking for a hole, tries to get to the far sideline. He does, and gets up to the 35. Another good return for Jacob Moats, and the Grafton Bearcats offense will take over there.
Moats is impressive with his ability to adjust his speed as he runs, man. He sets up really well. He does that when he has the ball on offense, and as a return man, he has proven he's dangerous back there. And that right there, you're getting out to the 35-yard line, but that was a huge return in terms of gaining where it looked like first contact was going to be inside 20. He does his stutter slow, and then boom, turns on the jet. So he has really impressive speed right there. There's quick burst.
So first down and 10 for Grafton, now trailing Philip Barbour by 6. They've been in this position before, but they answered that with a kick return touchdown. Now they've got it on offense. Jackson Hushin is back into the game for Grafton. Handoff comes to Nestor, and Nestor going to be tripped up. Only picks up 1 right there. 2nd and 9 coming up.
Yeah, they had the hole for a second.
Second down and 9 coming up for the Bearcats. And this is a Bearcats offense that has had glimpses of big plays in the passing game. Do they go to it? No. They go handoff Jacob Moats, and Moats is going to hit the hole, get tackled by Mason Jones, picks up a couple yards. It's going to be 3rd and 5.
Mason Jones all over the place on the defensive side of the ball. The Grafton game plan, they're here in this 3rd and medium. They're going to try to stay to what they've been doing. All right, they've been a good job. They've done a good job of staying balanced on offense. Let's see what they come back with.
3rd down and 5. Remember, they had Keegan Quinn leak wide open, which would have been for a touchdown if the throw was good last time on 3rd down. Kinsey rolling out again, looking, fires, pass incomplete. Intended for Jacob Moats, broken up by Robbie Jones.
Defense for Philip Barbour, they have Joneses everywhere, Eli, and they are making plays all over the place. That was a great break on the ball. Good pass breakup on a crucial 3rd down.
So Grafton forced to punt again, and we mentioned one team really hasn't had the momentum at all in this game. This is Philip Barbour's chance to take it over when they get the ball back right here.
Yeah, big opportunity. You're winning this field position game to start the second half. And here we are midway through this 3rd quarter. And now here we go. This is opportunity if you're on the Philip Barbour side.
So Grog bobbles the snap, gets it away, and still gets a good one. Price is going to return it at the 25, tries to bounce outside. He's got room to work with, runs over a man at the 40, and Philip Barbour will take over right there at the 40-yard line. What a return for Tristan Price.
A strong run by Price on that return right here. And he's going forward.
Got an injured Bearcat there on the play, so while they tend to him, we'll step aside. Philip Barbour will get the ball when we come back.
Best selection of WVU apparel is at Daniel's Men's Store. Exclusive designs you won't find anywhere else. Stylish, sophisticated, and unmistakably mountaineer. Shop in store or online at danielsofmorgantown.com.
Everything begins with water. From our cool mountain springs to the winding streams working their way through the hills and into our rivers. Just like water, progress starts small, with a vision, a plan, and an impactful project. Because when we invest in the foundation, we build stronger communities. The Thrasher Group, building stronger communities together with you.
Back at George Byrer Field here in Philippi, West Virginia. They're still tending to the injured Bearcat, and I haven't gotten a chance to look and see who it was. We'll take another break back after this.
When it's your big day, every detail matters. At Daniel's Men's Store, tuxedo and suit rentals ensure that you look your best without the stress. Weddings or formal events, Daniel's is where West Virginia dresses up.
Struggling with high school? The Mountaineer Challenge Academy in Kingwood and Montgomery provides the structure to help you succeed. You can earn your high school diploma in 22 weeks. Call us today or visit wvchallenge.org.
I think
Do here is more than just a job. We make a lasting impact every day. The architecture, engineering, and field services professionals at Thrasher are providing the know-how to make projects successful. Whether you're just starting out or looking to advance, you'll find career paths that align with your goals and a company that's committed to your growth. At Thrasher, it's more than just another day on the job. It's the foundation for a better tomorrow.
So the injured Bearcat is Caden Taylor. He's getting up and walking with help back to the Grafton sideline. They brought the stretcher out on the field, but Caden Taylor not headed towards the stretcher. He's headed back to the sideline, so that's a good sign that he doesn't need the stretcher right there.
Yes, fortunately, he did not need the stretcher. Getting off to the sideline, yes, as you said, always good to see in these situations.
So Caden Taylor helped towards the sideline where he will be tended to some more. But, you know, these kids, after seeing that, they still got to come back on the field and finish the game.
Yeah, you know, you have those delays, and so you got to get it going again. You know, that's the thing. You have to keep your guys staying in it. You know, it's always good, though, when they see that, you know, they're able to get off the field, walk off the field. That does help you, you know, mentally, and then you get back into the action.
So Philip Barbour has the ball, first down and 10 from their own 41-yard line with a chance to really steal the momentum away in this game. They lead Grafton by 6, and they go back to work. And they go Landon Carpenter right side. Carpenter fights off a tackle, pushes forward, and gets all the way up to about the 46-yard line. A pickup of 5 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 5.
Yeah, here Cunningham running him out of bounds. Yeah, this is good. He's solo right here. It's a tough ask. He still makes the best of that on the defensive side and doesn't let it turn into, say, missed tackle, but at least uses that 12th defender, the sideline, to get a stop.
So it's 2nd down and 5 now for the Colts. They go strong formation to the right side. Now they flip it. Second time we've seen them do this in this game. Now they're strong left. And it's Carpenter, handoff left side. Cunningham can't get him, and Carpenter lunges forward, picks up another Philip Barbour first down.
That's a great wrinkle Philip Barber's been using. It's tough. Defenses have to adjust. Your D-line has to adjust gap from strong side to weak side. They're flipping the strength. Depending on how a defense lines up, sometimes they always want guys lining up to the strong side. So now you got to adjust, and that guy on the strong side has to squeeze because he's weak side, and it messes with alignments if defenses can't do it quick.
Pistol look here for Philip Barbour. They flip the formation again. Mason Jones alongside Robbie Jones. They're cousins, not brothers. Landon Carpenter, the tailback. He gets the carry left side, lowers that shoulder again, gets it up to the 40. And it's just Carpenter time now for Philip Barbour.
Yeah, Philip Barbour now, here they go. They're going to the power game. They're throwing in the wrinkle, the shift, and that's the stuff that causes defense to have to adjust, but then they're coming back with just straight power game.
How about Landon Carpenter, too? We knew he was going to have to work a lot, not just in this game, but all season long, and he has done the majority of the offensive work for Philip Barbour. 3 touchdowns already. And he gets it again. Left side has a crease. Another big pickup for Carpenter up close to the 30 of Grafton.
This is that point of the game, Eli. We're coming in here, getting into the second part of the third quarter. Third quarter always so crucial, especially in these big games. And this is Philip Barbour's opportunity to control the clock, control this drive, and they're going to go their bread and butter to make sure that they are in position to try to finish this drive with a score.
So first down and 10. And it's going to be Jones keeping it off the right side this time, and he's going to be hit at the line of scrimmage, didn't even get back to it. Tackle for loss, and the Grafton Bearcats defensive line finally showing up here on this drive.
This is big stop on the defensive side right here. Guys getting the ball. They got it again. They're going to try to see if they can get an answer. A lot of pulling going on there, Eli.
That's
a lot
super
of
counter.
Super counter coming at you. But Grafton that time stayed home.
2nd and 11 now for the Colts. They go strong formation to the right side and then flip it again. They've been doing that a good bit of times here on this drive. On 2nd and 11, it's Carpenter, gets the handoff, stutters, and then gets driven to the ground, and the ball comes out. Grafton says they have it, waiting for the signal. They do! The Bearcats get the takeaway.
That's a big momentum flip. Philip Barbour with a solid drive. That was even great patience setting up the hole right there, setting up the block. But then we have an opportunistic defense creating the turnover.
Carpenter bobbled the handoff, then controlled it, and then it was ripped out. It was just taken away from him.
Yeah, it seems like he never really did full control of the ball right there. Tuck it away, heads up play on defensive side.
Tanner Lipscomb for the Grafton Bearcats just stripped it right away from Landon Carpenter. You get all those carries as a running back, and finally came back to bite Philip Barbour right there. Grafton creates a takeaway. Rolling out left is Kinsey, fires, and another drop by Keegan Quinn. Second time he's had the ball hit him right in his hands, couldn't pull it in.
You got Lipscomb creating the momentum here on the defensive side. Now can the Grafton offense answer? That was a good opportunity right there.
So yeah, I tell you, that rollout left has been working for Grafton all game long as far as getting guys open. But a couple of drops, a couple of missed throws, and that's there for them. They just need to hit on it.
Yeah, Kinsey does a great job setting all this stuff up, man. And then he takes what's given to him. He's done an excellent job throwing the open man.
Now a handoff coming to Moats, trying to bounce outside. He's taken down from behind. A loss of 2 on the play, and it's 3rd and very long coming up for Grafton.
Big test for the Philip Barbour defense. You have a big momentum swing on your offensive side. Now here it is, the defense. Can they get the ball back? And you get to the point, if you make this stop here, you get a 3 and out, and it's like no real harm. You get to start the thing all over again and take the ball back and have the drive again.
Sean Dent was in there on the tackle again. He's made a ton of tackles in the backfield in this game. We've got an injured Philip Barbour Colt being tended to, so while they look at him, we'll step aside. Back after this.
Attention, Mountaineer Challenge Academy graduates. Specialized free training programs are available to you. Career and technical education leading to industry-recognized certification and job placement in welding, building construction, medical assistant, and heavy equipment operating. Our career-focused and resume-building tracks are designed to allow you to dictate your own success. We'll give you professional guidance and interview and resume-building skills to help you get to the next level. Learn more at wvjobchallengeprogram.org. Another challenge for a better future.
Back at George Byrer Field here in Philippi, West Virginia. The injured Philip Barbour Colt was Leon Brown, and he limps over towards the sideline. Looks like a cramp as he has his leg in the air. Grafton has it 3rd down and 12 right here. And a flag is down. I wonder what happened. It was the back judge that threw the flag all the way from the other 40-yard line. I think it's an equipment issue.
It looks like we had 12 guys
12 guys
here, Eli.
So 12 guys on Philip Barbour. That's the second time Philip Barbour has had Grafton backed up behind the change and a penalty. This time, at least, it's not a first down. Still 3rd and a while to go for the Bearcats. Kinsey rolling left, pressure coming. Dances away from it. Now he's in trouble. Carpenter after him. Jones after him, and finally they get him. Kinsey sacked on 3rd and long, and it brings up 4th and long.
So if Philip Barbour, you have the substitution that happens sometimes. You have that stoppage in play, and you're trying to rotate. You get miscommunication, but they don't let that 5 yards hurt them. They get it back on the sack, and now you have a 3-and-out punt situation, and the defense able to respond and try to get the ball back here for the offense.
Credit Mason Jones with the sack there on Kinsey. Landon Carpenter helped him out a little bit there, and Philip Barbour going to get the ball back. Grog punts it away, low line drive punt, and it's going to take a big Grafton roll all the way down inside the 10-yard line. And talking about how Grafton has won the special teams battle. They've been the better team on special teams all game long. It's the second time they've pinned Philip Barbour inside the 10.
Grog hitting the forward roll punt yet again, and with the same type of result, he's got the ball inside the 10. Grafton's defense, they're kind of getting the replay of that drive before. Can they now turn that into field position and get the offense back out here and try to capitalize on it?
Yeah, now the goal is make sure when you tackle Landon Carpenter, you get him on the ground. Don't give up another 90-plus yard touchdown.
We got to go over, the elbows, the knees.
Inside 4 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. Philip Barbour will have it 1st down and 10 from their own 7-yard line. And Landon Carpenter, who fumbled on his last carry, he's been the guy all game long for the Colts, doing probably about 80% to 90% of the work, getting every carry. And he gets it off the left side here, and Kinsey is going to track him down from behind, and Grafton's going to get there and stop his forward progress. Pickup of about 3 there. That was a good job by Chase Kinsey stringing him all the way out, because he could have hit that sideline if Kinsey didn't get there.
Yeah, that's good defensive play. Heads up. You're keeping the angle. He's keeping his leverage, not giving up any angle to the offense to take advantage of. Grafton, they're trying to take advantage of this on the defensive side, but for Philip Barbour, they have an opportunity here to just keep chunking the yards down the field and see what kind of drive they can get.
2nd down and 5 coming up for the Colts. Pistol formation, strong right. Price comes in motion. Carpenter gets it. He's hit. Ball is out. It's recovered by Grafton. Jaden Clark delivered the big hit, and the Bearcats have it inside the 10.
What a defensive play, Eli.
Watch number 0 right here. Did they even block him? Nope. Absolutely leveled in the backfield.
Great jump. You might have a little miscommunication there, and how who you have, there's 3 maybe options of who was supposed to pick him up. He avoids all blockers, and bam, forced fumble, TFL, and a big momentum flip here for the Grafton offense to take advantage of.
They have it 1st and goal from the 8. Kinsey up the middle, following blocks to the end zone, touchdown, Grafton. Chase Kinsey.
Eli, you've been talking about momentum all night, and it has been going back and forth. Strong run by Kinsey.
And Grafton has a chance to take the lead again. They've tied it with that extra point pending, trying to go up one.
Big push for the offensive line.
And that's something they've struggled a little bit with all game long. It's really been the creases that Grafton has had success hitting. That time it was the strength of the O-line for the Bearcats that Kinsey was able to follow behind right into the end zone. Kick is up and good, and just like that, Grafton takes the momentum right back. The Bearcats on top with 3:01 to go in the third quarter. What a game this is here in Philippi. We'll step aside. Back after this on the MetroNews TV Game of the Week.
Style should feel as good as it looks. That's why Tony the Tailor is proud to feature Johnny O, the perfect blend of classic style and laid-back comfort. Whether you're at the tailgate, on the golf course, at the office, or out for the weekend, Johnny O delivers effortless style for every occasion. Discover the latest Johnny O collection today and our new selections of WVU and Marshall logoed apparel at Tony the Tailor, downtown Charleston, or online at bestmastertailor.com.
But hadn't had it in the game.
Welcome back to George Byrer Field here in Philippi, West Virginia. Been talking about momentum shifts right here. Just when Philip Barbour looks like they're going to take control of this game, Grafton hits a massive play. It's happened over and over in this game with the kick return in the first half, and then Philip Barbour's had two golden opportunities to do it here in the second half. Both times, Grafton's defense forces a takeaway on a forced fumble.
Yeah, turnovers, you can score off of them. Yeah, that's what flips momentum, and you know it's my first game too, Eli. So my apologies for still speaking coming out of the break right there.
First game for everybody. Kickoff goes deep to Tristan Price. Returns it, looking for a crease. He's hit hard at the 35, gets up to the 36, and that's where Philip Barbour will take over. First down and 10. Now playing down one.
So if you're Philip Barbour, you know you have to feel good about your possessions. Other than the turnovers, they are moving the ball.
Right.
You know, they just got to get back, doing what they're doing. You have decent field position here. They're just going to stay their script. You know, I mean, you're going to try to get a responsive drive.
First down and 10 from the Colt 36-yard line. Price comes in motion, orbits in the backfield, and here comes the double handoff. It's blown up again. I don't know how Mason Jones held on to that ball, stopped for a loss of 2. They went back to that crisscross counter. It almost cost them big time.
Yeah, that's again, we talk about the things that don't show up in a box score. The maintaining possession right here, that's a big role. Yeah, you're trying, what's the best out of a bad situation? You do maintain the possession. Coming off that TFL, but great response. The Grafton defense, man, this second half, they're starting to get it going here as we start to get to the end of this third quarter.
Second down and 11. Remember, Philip Barbour is dangerous through the air. We just haven't seen it too much in this game. They go back to the ground with Carpenter, and he runs into a wall trying to break out of it. But Grafton is all over him. Stopped at the line of scrimmage, no gain, and it's third and long.
You know, Eli, if you're trying to tackle a guy like Carpenter over and over again, like that can break your spirit. You know, and you get out there and trying to tackle that guy. But when you get a little momentum, you know, Grafton is responding here, and you have their D-line linebackers are coming up, and they're still playing physical, and he is not an easy ask when it comes to tackling somebody.
It's been Carpenter time this entire second half. No passes attempted by Philip Barbour. I think they're going to have to throw it right here.
Yeah, you're in a passing situation, but that's the thing. They can. Jones looks comfortable when he does it.
Two receivers to the far side of the field. Jones takes a snap, rolls left, pressure coming, dumps it off. Downfield, wide open was Mason Jones. He makes the catch, but he fell to the ground short of the first down marker. It'll be 4th and 2.
Eli, these are the tough calls. You're trying to decide, you know, you're trying to get momentum. It's 4th and 2, but you're on your own 44-yard line. You know, do you play field position, punt it back? Or you go ahead and just say, we're going to go for it.
Looks like they're going to go for it. You got Landon Carpenter back there. They go strong formation to the left. Counter comes to Carpenter. He's hit and turns forward right at the sticks. He's going to get that extra push. First down, Philip Barbour.
And that's where we're just going. Mano-a-mano up front. You know, he's reading his blocks well also on top of that. And then at the end, He shows you why he's their guy.
Yeah.
Get finishes for that first down.
And you get a guy that can always get that one extra yard after contact. That makes a big difference. Made a big difference there. Low snap. It's on the ground. Jones has to pick it up and run with it. He's got room to work with, and Robbie Jones is going to get across midfield. So a broken play turns into a good play for Philip Barbour. Pickup of 6 right there.
You're trying to make the best out of what you get out of the situation, but sometimes there's low snaps. Defense loses it for a second, and then boom, quarterback pops out. You end up getting yourself a decent run.
Well, it was definitely supposed to be a handoff to Carpenter, but heads-up play by Jones. Pick that ball up and do it yourself. So that'll take us to the end of the third quarter, and nothing has been decided. 36 minutes into this game. We'll see what happens in the final 12 when we return on the MetroNews TV Game of the Week.
Football season is here, and Gomart has your gold and blue playbook all August long. Follow our weekly plays for your shot at the ultimate WVU fan experience. Plus, Gomart Rewards members are in the end zone with triple points every Tuesday. Not suited up yet? Sign up now to start scoring. Don't get caught off sides. Get your entry in before we call the final whistle. Winners announced on The Rich Rodriguez Show on September 7th. Check out the app or go to Gomart.com for details.
Well, you know, at the Thrasher Group, we built a firm that reflects the character of the Appalachian region. Resilient and resourceful. We have a strong, adaptable team of professionals who understand what it takes to get things done here. It's not just about the technical work, but it's the relationships, the funding strategies, and the problem solving. We live here, we work here, and we care about seeing this region thrive. And that's what drives everything we do at the Thrasher Group.
Welcome back to George Byrer Field here in Philippi, West Virginia. Fourth quarter just about ready to get underway. Grafton leading Philip Barbour 21-20. Philip Barbour has the ball moving down the field. They have it at the Grafton 47-yard line. Second down and 4 coming up when we resume play.
Right there, that last play, you had Hushin back in the game, so that's always good to see. And he made his presence known with a nice form tackle to prevent what could have been a really big flip on that low snap. Now here we are, second down. Philip Barbour, though, as we've talked about, yeah, they're staying in what they do, and you know they have you got plenty of time. You got the fourth quarter here, and they want to try to get the control back to start the fourth quarter.
Philip Barbour still going through their inductions into their Athletics Hall of Fame. And they finished that up. They started it in the first quarter, finished it here at the end of the third. And we're ready to resume play. 12 minutes to go. Like I said, game's up in the air. We picked a good game of the week this week, didn't we?
Eli, this one has delivered for 3 quarters. And so we have set ourselves up for a dramatic fourth.
Rivalry game, the Cole Bowl Championship Trophy on the line. All right, here we go. Second down and 4 for the Bearcats. Jones takes it, rolling left, trying to get out there. He's in trouble. He's sacked in the backfield. Jackson Hildreth got him.
Big answer. Grafton D after that big gain on first down. Great response. Stays home for the tackle right there. That's a tough one-on-one situation with an athletic quarterback. Big tackle to make, and now here you go. You got third and long.
Third down and 12 coming up for Philip Barbour. They tried to go to the air there, and Jones took his second sack of the game. Now he looks to the sideline at Coach Nick Mayle looking for the play. Takes the snap. Screen pass dropped by Price on the near sideline, and 4th and long coming up.
That's
for the
well-designed play on 3rd and long right there, Eli. Setting up the throwback, the screen. That looked good. They couldn't quite execute.
And they were in 4-down territory right there. If they would have gotten like 8 to 10 yards right there, they definitely were going to go for that. But now they're forced to punt it back away. Aiden Thorne comes on for Philip Barbour. Jacob Moats back deep for Grafton.
Yeah, we're talking situational. You give yourself an opportunity to go for it on 4th down, and now, yeah, you have to punt it away. Important, though, here. Now you get into territory fourth quarter. We'll make sure our substitutions.
High snap. Thorne one-hands it. He's in trouble. Now he's going to run out of it. Has to go a long way. He's not going to get there. Grafton, special teams. They've done it again.
As I was trying to say, you want to make sure your substitutions are made. They did that. You prevent the penalty, but now special teams, Grafton.
There's a flag down on the far side of the field. We'll wait the call. It looks like it's going to be against Philip Barbour, and it is.
There you go, Grafton delivering again on special teams.
So it was a high snap at the beginning to Aiden Thorne. He pulled it down. You'll see it right here. But coming off that edge quickly was Randall Grogg, the other punter for Grafton, blew that up.
That's punter on punter crime right there.
How often do you see punter on punter in high school football, in any sort of football?
Right, that's true. It's like the goalies going at it. You know,
it is.
Mid-ice.
So Grafton, with great starting field position, they have it at the Philip Barbour 44-yard line, first down and 10, and this is a Grafton team that can really kill the clock if they get going.
Eli, is that center ice? Is that proper hockey etiquette?
Yeah, center ice.
Yeah, I'm not an NHL analyst.
Handoff comes to Nestor, and he's going to get it up to the 40-yard line. J.W. Nestor, he has a receiving touchdown in this game. Just like that, Grafton, they're doing what they're good at. Handoff up the middle, get a few yards here and there. That was a nice pickup right there on first down, 5 yards.
It is. It's a good start to their drive. They get 5 yards. Here you go. They're trying to take some clock along the way if they can get this result to the end zone.
Second down and 5. Kinsey, quarterback power left side, breaks through the hole, lunges forward, and he's got a Grafton first down. So we haven't really seen the quarterback power from Grafton to this point, but we see it right there.
You know, right there you're talking about the last scoring drive for Grafton, the O-line. Seemed like, you know, they're coming alive, they're getting more of a push, and it's now they're trying to continue to do that here in this fourth quarter.
New set of downs for the Bearcats at the Colts 34-yard line. Pistol formation. Kinsey going to get quarterback power again. Stutters, now hits the hole. Kinsey cut back 25, and he's real close to that first down marker. I don't think he got there, but a big pickup of 9 on first down.
Nice job setting up the blocks here. Find the crease. Grafton.
That patient run, like Le'Veon Bell.
Looks like it right there. He does. Sets it up, reads his blocks, lets everybody get where they need to be, and boom, big run.
So it's second down and 1 now for Grafton. This is where you're a running team. You like second and 1 instead of a first down.
Yeah, really, second one's better than that first down in this situation.
As long as you pick it up, and they will with Nestor off the left side. First down for Grafton.
Oh, it's true. Like, you got to pick it up to make it count. That's true.
Right.
You go backwards, and yeah, it doesn't work out.
Yeah.
But right here, they convert. And Grafton staying with what they do. They've stayed true to their scheme all game, and you know, here we are. They stay consistent, and now they're in the fourth quarter. You know, you're getting in that territory, man. You're trying to make plays to win a game.
So they've got it now at the Colt 22-yard line. Need to get to the 12 for a first down. Kinsey, quarterback power right side again. Follows those blocks well. Gets it down to the 17. Picks up 5.
Bill Barbour. We'll see. How can their defense respond here? We'll have to get an answer. Grafton's got the momentum that has been flipping back and forth all night.
I tell you, how about the play calls right here? They haven't gone to chase Kinsey on power all game long. Fourth quarter on the line, they try it, they find something, they've been going to it on and on again.
Riding it now.
They go again to Kinsey. This time it's not going to work. Philip Barbour stands him up. Kinsey did lunge forward to pick up a yard, maybe 2 right there. But it'll be third down for Grafton.
You know, this is their game. You know, they wanted to get it into this. They want to run it. Now, here's the thing. To set this up, they've done a lot of other things throughout the night.
Yeah.
This is where they want to. This is where they want to, you know, live in terms of how they can call an offense. And now they're getting this opportunity with 8 minutes left to stay with what they feel is their wheelhouse.
Third down and 5. They need to get to the 12 for a first down. They are in field goal range. Keep that in mind. It's a handoff right side to Nestor, and Nestor is going to get it close to that first down marker, waiting for the signal. I don't think they're going to give him that first down. Yep, initial signal, 4th down and 1. That's what it'll be. They're going to go for it.
This is a big 4th down. You get into kicking field goals. Do you make it or miss it? If you make it, you're up 4 and you're giving the ball back. You have this opportunity to get out 1 yard to go. You get it, and it is a big reward. Even if you don't score, the clock and field position that you've gained, you want to try to end with a positive result.
So here we go, 4th down and 1 for Grafton. It's going to be Kinsey up the middle, hit at the line of scrimmage. Did he get there? Waiting for the signal. He needed a yard.
It's close.
And he got there.
He
First down, Grafton. Tell you, they've been going to Kinsey this entire drive. 4th down and 1. They go to what's working. It almost didn't work, but it worked just enough.
Kinsey, for as athletic as he is, you look at how he's running, but he's also a tough, hard runner as well. And right there shows it, picking up tough 4th down conversion.
Timeout called by Bobby Beltner. We'll step aside. Back after this on the Game of the Week.
You just graduated high school, are finishing up something you started, or starting up something you intend to finish. Concord University in Athens, West Virginia is your next step. At Concord, classes are small, professors are accessible, and programs are built around career opportunities in fields like healthcare, business, education, science, the arts, and public service. It's affordable, it's personal, and it's designed to move you forward. You'll see it in the classroom, you'll see it at homecoming, and you'll definitely see it at graduation. Concord University. Come to learn, go to serve.
Back at George Byrer Field here in Philippi, West Virginia. Grafton has it 1st down and 10, threatening to score and extend their 1-point lead they have with 7 minutes to go. New set of downs for the Bearcats after converting on 4th down. They called their first time out. They have 2 remaining. And now you get a big touchdown. Now this is always a question I've had. If you score here a touchdown, do you go for 2?
People talk about that, right? You're trying to make a 2-possession game. I always think like sometimes you don't want to get too cute. And I think if you have a sound extra point kicker, you take the point and you make the other team have to convert a 2-point conversion.
Play action. Kinsey rolling left, hit and sacked. What a play by Tristan Price.
Price looked like a rocket right there, Eli. He was locked in. Big play.
Kinsey's been able to dodge that all game long. We saw it on his touchdown pass to Nestor. There's defenders that shoot at him. He's very athletic, able to move around. That time, Price didn't even give him a chance there.
Well, what they like to do is roll their safeties. That's what Philip Barbour, how they like to roll their coverage. And there, he's the down safety, the out safety's in coverage. He gets to come up and get himself, we call that a sack, Eli?
Yeah, 2nd and 16. Kinsey rolling the other way now. Looking to the end zone. Now he's going to tuck it and run it. Tries to cut back. Still on his feet at the 5. Touchdown! Chase Kinsey! What a run! He made up for it.
Yes, he did. Kinsey gets that run back in a big way. Touchdown. I mean, I tell you what, man, he has been really impressive tonight. Really putting on a show, keeping plays alive and making things happen.
So rolling left didn't work, so they roll him out to the right. Watch this cutback right here. 4, 5 Colts right there, and he avoided them all.
That's an electric play for Grafton.
How about this? Right here, we talked about it. They're going for 2.
That's it, man. You convert it.
Bobby Beltner, aggressive in his first game as head coach, trying to make it a 2-possession lead. It's Kinsey, jump pass. It is caught by Hunter McQuain, and Grafton goes up 2 possessions.
Eli, I think it's safe to say Coach Beltner had that in the back of his mind, that little wide goal line pop pass for this type of situation. He's able to pull it out with 6:11 to go.
So you and Coach Beltner wouldn't have agreed on that. He's aggressive, goes for it, and McQuain just snags it right over the top. And now Philip Barbour, that's a killer right there, because now you've got to score twice to win it.
Eli, the only thing people care about is results.
Exactly.
So that makes that the correct answer.
Tell you, Grafton had a lot of high hopes going into this season with a new head coach and Bobby Beltner, who's had great success at Taylor County Middle School. And he's brought up to the varsity level of high school. And in his first game, he makes that call with the game on the line. Because you got to think, if he doesn't get that then, if Philip Barbour scores, they have the option to go for 2. He took that away. And now Philip Barbour's got to score twice. And if they don't score quickly, he might have to get an onside kick.
Yeah, it's a risk-reward situation. You give up that point advantage if you don't get it. But if you do, you've now turned it into a 2-possession game. And you're closing on 6 minutes left.
Low kick going to be fielded by Warner back at the 10-yard line. Tries to get outside. He's got room, and he's up and hit hard out of bounds across the 35. Late hit coming. 15 more will be added on to that return.
All right, so you go. Philip Barbour, they've shown they can move fast. They can get to the line fast. They can snap it fast. They've been shifting. They can move the ball, get possessions. They got a quarterback who looks good when he throws it. So they have opportunity here. They're going to have good field position coming off penalty. They're going to have to score, but they need to do it in a timely fashion.
They're going to get Jeremiah Quinn on the late hit out of bounds right there. And I believe it's Warner that's down on the far sideline getting looked at after that hit. So while he gets 10-2, we'll step aside. Back after this on the Game of the Week.
Daniel's Men's Store exceptional style begins with a curated selection and finishes with a flawless fit. When it's time to buy a suit, Daniel's is here to make sure yours is one of a kind. Discover tailored suits you'll only find in store at Daniel's.
Download MetroNews Television on your iPhone or Android. Search MetroNews Television in your app store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
Touchdown! Back at George Byrer Field in Philippi, West Virginia. 6 minutes, 5 seconds to go. Philip Barbour has the ball, but they're trailing by 9. They get 15 yards added on to that return for the late hit out of bounds. That sets them up at the Grafton 49-yard line, so they're in opponent territory to start this drive.
Good starting position. They got enough time. They're going to have to score, and then they're going to have to put themselves in a position, get the ball back.
Jones going to throw it wide open. Is Price, the hidden man, works like a charm. One play touchdown.
Well, Eli, that changes the decision-making now. You score that fast, now Philip Barbour can just go and play defense.
The trick play. They hit Tristan Price like he was talking to the coach on the near sideline. Grafton never saw him. We've seen everything in this game. What haven't we seen?
Eli, man, it's all the different scenarios, and you get the old talking to the coach, confused, am I coming out? Wide receiver trick.
Extra point, up and through by Thorne. It's a 2-point game, and we got a whole different momentum shift again. Philip Barbour looked like they were going to be dead in the water after giving up that last touchdown and 2-point conversion to Grafton. They're right back in it. We'll step aside. Back after this, the final 6 minutes on the MetroNews TV Game of the Week.
Disasters happen. Pick the team that takes care of them all. The location in Charleston, joining our branches in Wheeling, Morgantown, and Pittsburgh, we'll be there to help when you need it most. Our expert team and state-of-the-art equipment is ready to serve the Kanawha Valley 24 hours a day. From water damage to fire restoration, when disaster strikes your home or business, tell your insurance provider you prefer the restoration company the Mountaineers call. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
Philip Barbour, 1-play touchdown, brings them within 2 with 6 minutes to go. And now you can throw that onside kick right out the door. You get that defense to stop and get the ball back. They're right back in it.
Yeah, that is a game-changing scenario right there. And so here we go. Now, Philip Barbour, while they trail, they're actually putting that pressure back on Grafton.
Yep. Thorne approaches the tee. Fans getting into it here at George Byrer Field. Deep kick over the head of Moats and into the end zone. Big touchback right there.
Another big play. So now you're talking special teams shifts, yep. Eli, and now Philip Barbour's special teams coming alive. That's big. You get these, convert the extra point. You put the ball in the end zone for the touchback, and you're setting up, your defense at the 20, but also you got a guy like Motu now, he gets neutralized, doesn't get a chance to return the ball.
Exactly. So first down and 10 for Grafton. You got to think they just want to kill this clock, but they're going to want to do it efficiently. Chase Kinsey has been their go-to in the fourth quarter as a ball carrier. We'll see if they stick with him. They do. Kinsey left side, follows his blocks, picks up 2 yards. That's it. Second down and 8.
Yeah, it sounds like this, Eli. You start closing in, 5 minutes left in the game. You start looking at those timeouts. How are you able to manage the clock? How are you able to manage the timeouts? Because you're going to get into crunch time here at the end where those are going to play a big role.
Second down and 8 for the Bearcats coming up. Same formation, but flipped to the right side. See if they go to Kinsey again. He's going to toss it back to Nestor, working the near sideline, tries to get as many yards as he can. He gets a good gain of about 5. It's going to be third down and short coming up for Grafton.
Important there, though. He gets some yards, but Philip Barbour's able to force him out of bounds, and they stop the clock.
5:19 to play. It'll be third down and 3 for the Bearcats, and this one's the dangerous one, because if you don't get this, you've got to punt it back. Or do you? We've already seen how aggressive Bobby Beltner is.
Eli, we've seen it all here tonight, so I mean, I'm not trying to make any guesses on what's happening next.
Kinsey, right side, hole closes quickly. He's hit. He did not get there. Philip Barbour's defense stands tall and forces a fourth down.
Philip Barbour's defense, they've had to respond to this very same play call and scenario of fourth or third and shorts throughout this half, and they respond right there.
That's one of those, we're going to run it with Kinsey. You know what's coming. We dare you to stop it, and they stopped it.
They did. Philip Barbour's D, huge stop, and now they can give their offense a chance to go down and take the lead. But first, you got to make sure you are sound right here on this special teams play.
Timeout called by Bobby Beltner, lined up. The punt team came on the field. Do you think he's going to talk it over, maybe go for this?
He might. That's what he's shown us here tonight. Also, situation you don't want to give up a punt return, so you're making sure if you had something you didn't like out there, you'll make sure on the same page. But given what we've seen out with Coach Beltner here this evening, he might be drawn up like a Fumbarooski or something. I don't know. We might see something crazy.
And you got to think, 4th and 1, even if you don't get it, Philip Barbour gets it back. I mean, if you give up a touchdown, you still got plenty of time after that, as opposed to if you kick it off deep and Philip Barbour eats this clock, goes down and scores with a minute left. You know, you got all these scenarios running through Coach Beltner's head right here. See what he goes to. I don't see Randall Grogg, do you? Nope. No. He's going for this.
Punter's out. Here we go.
Tristan Price is back deep returning. He's got to come up. Yeah, there you go. He lined up like he was going to return this. Philip Barbour might be confused. They are. And Nick Mayle is going to call a timeout. Yeah, I saw Price back there like he's going to return it. Grafton didn't have their punt team on the field. So now Philip Barbour has to call a timeout.
Little cat mouse out there, Eli.
So while they talk it over for the second time, we'll step aside. 4:41 to go in the game of the week. 4th and 1 for Grafton when we return.
Disasters happen. Pick the team that takes care of them all. The location in Charleston, joining our branches in Wheeling, Morgantown, and Pittsburgh, we'll be there to help when you need it most. Our expert team and state-of-the-art equipment is ready to serve the Kanawha Valley 24 hours a day. From water damage to fire restoration, when disaster strikes your home or business, tell your insurance provider you prefer the restoration company the Mountaineers call. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
Back at George Byrer Field here in Philippi, West Virginia. 4th down and 1 coming up. Bobby Beltner, as the great Bill Raftery color commentator would say, how about those onions? Going for it right here on 4th and 1.
Eli, not only have we seen a lot of scenarios tonight, but you've pulled out a lot of one-liners tonight in this one. But it's called for it.
4th down and 1. Kinsey trying to draw him off sides. Now looks to the sideline. Gets the call. On 4th and 1, Grafton false starts.
Now, he takes the penalty.
Yep.
Obviously not good. You don't get a shot at getting the first down, but, you're still in a punt situation. So Grafton, the D, they can still handle, the outcome of that right there. Even though 2 timeouts went down. So that was obviously both sides saw that as a crucial play, but now it gets back to you got to be sound in special teams.
Do you think that's what they were trying to do? Just draw them off sides if it didn't work, false start? Because you can't call that timeout right there.
Right. And that's I think they were just trying to see if they could get them to jump. If not, you still just end up eating the penalty anyway.
Grog on to punt it away. Low line drive again. Sends Price to the near sideline. He's going to catch it. He lost the ball. It's recovered by the Bearcats. Oh, no, it's not. It is not. Philip Barbour fell on it. It was lost at the last second, and the Colts are going to get it. Can you believe that?
Eli, I can, because we have right on cue seen it all tonight.
How did Grafton not get this ball? Right on top of it. You can see, look at Rondo Kuntz right there. He saw Grafton dive on it, immediately put his hands on his head. Tristan Price is down there at the bottom of the pile fighting for his life, and he got it back.
Quinn makes that play happen. He pressures the fielding of the kick, but then, man, what an effort to fight for the ball and get it back.
So Philip Barbour has it at their own 40-yard line, trailing by 2 with 4:33 to play.
Eli, the crowd is into this one. Everyone's up. It is intense here, people.
Jones back to throw, going deep downfield. It is over the head and incomplete. Intended for Kent Rowan, and it's 2nd and 10.
That's a big call. Philip Barbour coming right back.
Yep.
You got the big change. Now, that's a good call to try to take that shot right there.
Now it falls incomplete. They've leaned on Landon Carpenter all game long. I got to think on 2nd and 10 they go back to him right here.
I would say that's what we have coming.
So here we go. 2nd down and 10. Strong formation to the left for the Colts. It is Carpenter getting the carry. Hit at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Jaden Clark fired up, making the stop right there for Grafton. 3rd and long coming up now for the Colts.
And Grafton continues to respond. They first respond, the O-line, and now here you go. The D-line, linebacker play. Grafton's defense now in position to respond.
Inside 4 minutes to play. Philip Barbour has been able to hit deep plays. Think back to early in the game when Jones hit Tristan Price on that great throw and catch down inside the 5. We're going to need some of that right here on 3rd and 10. On 3rd down, Jones back to throw, hit by Clark, and he's sacked! Jaden Clark, the star of the D-line for Grafton, comes up and makes the huge sack with the game on the line.
He's making big plays all night, and none bigger than this one as we get inside of 4 minutes. What a play.
Philip Barbour's going to go for this. Tell you, this is...
Oh, they still have 2 timeouts. You got 3 minutes.
This is Hail Mary territory right here on 4th and 20. Jones back to throw, looking near side, going downfield for Price. It is batted away and incomplete. Tanner Lipscomb knocked it away, and Grafton takes over.
You got a guy like Price to throw it to. You're Philip Barbour. Take that shot. But Lipscomb, again, with another momentum-changing play.
I tell you, he just barely got a fingertip on that. If he didn't get that hand in that exact position, that was a first down.
It was. That was why. That's the call you want. But Lipscomb, another great play, and a big play, impacting the game.
Now Grafton with the ball, 2:49 to go, trying to stun number 4 ranked Philip Barbour in Class AA. A Grafton team that was shut out by Philip Barbour a year ago, had just 1 win a year ago against a team coming off a semifinal appearance. First and 10. Toss play out to Nestor, trying to reverse field. He's got blockers set up. Nestor falls down at the 25, picks up 6 right there, and a big play on first down for the Bearcats.
More importantly, Eli, he slips down inbounds
Right.
and not out of bounds if you are a Grafton Bearcat fan right now.
So call it 2nd and 5 from the Philip Barbour 25.
You get in this situation, you're not thinking field goal because that really doesn't do a lot for you. You want to keep this field position. Even if you don't get a touchdown, you're giving them the ball back, little time, and a long way to go.
Grafton running the play clock down. Kinsey, quarterback power up the middle, trying to sneak through there. He picks up 2, 3rd down coming up. Does Philip Barbour call that timeout? They do. So 2nd timeout charged to Philip Barbour. They have 1 remaining, just inside 2 minutes to play.
So the Philip Barbour side, you want to get this stop?
Ooh.
Timeout.
Injured Grafton player down right here. How does that work, Coach? If you got an injured player, do they get that timeout back? They do. They put it back on the scoreboard.
They should if this occurs before. Now that's a rule that they're always messing with, the timeout and the injury. But the offensive injury, they'll preserve the timeout. Phil Barbour.
So on the scoreboard here at the field, it still says 2 timeouts for Philip Barbour, which is what they had before that last play. So tending to an injured Bearcat will step aside. Final 2 minutes coming up after this on the MetroNews TV Game of the Week.
When it's your big day, every detail matters. At Daniel's Men's Store, tuxedo and suit rentals ensure that you look your best without the stress. Weddings or formal events, Daniel's is where West Virginia dresses up.
Struggling with high school? The Mountaineer Challenge Academy in Kingwood and Montgomery provides the structure to help you succeed. You can earn your high school diploma in 22 weeks. Call us today or visit wvchallenge.org.
That was Chase Kinsey that was hurt on that play. The quarterback for Grafton goes down with an injury right there. So Kinsey on that play is the one that's being walked off the field.
We get back to the scenarios that we've had tonight. I mean, we just for week 1, you're getting all kinds of unique situations in this game, and and we're getting back to it, man. This has lived up to its name. We have high drama here, even inside of 2 minutes as we near the end.
Now Kinsey's back on the field at quarterback after that.
Yeah, if he's going off injury, so we don't know what the communication was there. Then
3rd and 3, he's going right back to that run. Kinsey fighting for the first down, right at the sticks. Did he get there? Initial signal is 4th down. It's going to be 4th down in inches.
Yeah, so we didn't have that communication. That didn't keep him out of the game right there.
So that timeout was charged to Philip Barbour, so they have 1 remaining. They're not going to call it right here. They're going to save it. So this is the game right here. Grafton picks it up. They will win this game.
Just to clarify, because they were in crunch time there, but timeout called, then he's taking the stretch, so that's why he's able to stay in the game, and the timeout was taken.
So game on the line right here. Grafton can win it with a first down. Philip Barbour needs a stop. 4th down and 1. Kinsey gonna hand it off. The ball is out. It's loose. It's scooped up by the Colts at the 35-yard line.
Why not, Eli?
1:08 to play. The ball pops free. And not only does Philip Barbour take over, they pick up about 20 yards on the return right there by Parker Herod. And they've got 68 seconds to win this game.
68 seconds. Each team 1 timeout. They're trying to go about 65 yards. They do have
a good kicker
as an option.
1 timeout remaining, so they can stop at once. Remember, the clock stops on every first down to reset the chains. So here we go. Jones back to throw. Scrambling to the right, looking back across the field. Carpenter's wide open. He's got it to midfield. To the far sideline. 45, out of bounds at the 40. A pickup of 25 yards on first down to Landon Carpenter.
You know, if you're going to find a guy leaking across the middle, that's the guy you want to find. You're Philip Barbour.
Injured Bearcat down on the field, back on the other side, so that'll stop the clock. At 58 seconds, give these two teams time to regroup. It is the first game of the year. It is hot. It is humid. A lot of cramps.
Yeah, there are. And, you know, sometimes, you know, people mistaken that for, you know, the physiology of the whole thing of, like, guys are out of shape. That's not necessarily the case, you know. There's world-class athletes that catch cramps. So, you know, but in these beginning games, there is an adjustment. And you have to, you know, keep in mind these guys are playing at a high level, and a lot of them are playing both ways. And so that's, you know, you get into this time of the game, you'll get some cramping that we've seen here.
Jaden Clark was the injured Bearcat. He's hopping off the field on one foot, not putting any weight on his right leg. That's Grafton's best player on defense, who's made some big plays for Grafton to this point. It's going to be a big loss right here this final minute.
Yeah, they got to try getting back in here in the next couple plays. And right now, that's what he's doing, man. He is trying his hardest to get ready to go and only sit out one play rather than two plays.
So 58 seconds. Philip Barbour has shown their explosive ability in this game. They've got the game on the line. Grafton has one timeout remaining as well as Philip Barbour. You see, look what they're doing. Kent Rowan's lined up down here on the near side. They tried that hidden play again. Grafton covered it. It's not going to work this time. On 1st and 10, Jones back to throw. Pressure coming. Steps up in the pocket. Dump off again. It's Carpenter wide open at the 30. Breaks a tackle at the 25. He's wrestled down there. Another first down.
That was an excellent job stepping up in the pocket, keeping that play alive right there. He looked like he had nowhere to go.
Right. Clock winds inside 40 seconds. Philip Barbour, Robbie Jones going to spike it. With 38 seconds on the clock, Philip Barbour needs 26 yards. A flag is down from the back judge again. Did Grafton have too many players on the field? They ran someone off there at the last second.
You know, you get the substitution penalties, and it's the thing. You know, again, that's really the only week one things that we've noticed probably tonight. You've got a handful of those penalties. Outside of that, man, it's been guys that have played really competent football. But right here, people wonder, like, how does that happen? Well, big play, it strings out. Someone comes on, the guy getting off can't quite get off. They snap it, and you get yourself a penalty.
Philip Barbour 13 yards away. First down and 10. They can get a first down at the 3. Jones takes the snap, rolls right, looking to the end zone, in trouble. He's hit, tries to run it himself. Bounces off another tackle, still on his feet. He's going to pick up 2 yards. That's it. 24 seconds to go. Clock stopped at 23, and Philip Barbour, I believe, is going to call that final timeout.
Hey, line up.
So they're saying wind the clock.
Yeah, they're not calling that.
20 seconds to go. No timeout called. They still got one remaining.
Yeah, they don't want to use it yet.
Second down and 8. And now, ref blowing the whistle. We might have a play clock or a game clock issue right here. So the white hat coming over talking to Nick Mayle, saying that clock should have wound. So
might get it 10 seconds or so.
They would have to adjust it. Or can he go back and say, okay, I want to use that timeout so it doesn't wind since it didn't stop? Like,
well, that might be what his argument is right now. I was calling that timeout.
It's week one for everybody, even the clock operator.
Yeah, the clock shouldn't stop.
See what the call is. So 12 seconds left to go. And now, white hat going back to talk with Bobby Beltner.
Yeah, they got to run the clock before he can snap this ball.
Fans on their feet at George Byrer Field. The massive student sections from Grafton and Philip Barbour. with the game on the line. Now Landon Carpenter comes down to the sideline to get the play call.
Eli, the old smartwatch hit the loud environment warning last play. So give you an idea, it's intense here.
Fans getting restless. Okay, so they put 14 seconds on the clock. And they're going to run it right here. Here we go. From the 12. Game on the line. They go handoff to Carpenter trying to get outside. Carpenter then 10. Upended right there. And a timeout called by Nick Mayle and Aiden Thorne, your field goal kicker, with the game on the line. And they trust him enough to go for it.
You know, right there, it's a good play call. You're trying to see what you can get. I think the conversation probably was he likes that left hash in this situation rather than the right. And now they get the ball position. You have that timeout to use it here, your last timeout. And now here you go. You're going to set this up one way or another. You know, we're looking at the last play of the game here, Eli.
Grafton has blocked a kick already, so keep that in mind. But Thorne's kicks have looked good other than that block.
So now if you're on the Grafton side, you have this timeout. I always thought in this scenario it's great to have one timeout because instead of icing, you can do the old fake ice right here, Eli.
Yep.
And try to let the kicker see you, not use it. Well, game of the week.
I think we picked a good one.
Good call.
I think we picked a good one. I don't know if there's another game around the state that's better than this.
Coming down the last play. All you can ask for.
So it's going to be Aiden Thorne, the sophomore, with the game on the line. And the entire city of Philippi on its feet. And Grafton's going to ice him.
So here you go. Both teams out of timeouts. So when we come back, we're going to get some kind of action here, Eli, to get this last play.
How about this? A sophomore kicker. First game of the season, and it rests on his shoulders. The whole unit. Got to get a clean execution, snap, hold, kick. Tell you, there isn't anybody sitting down in this crowd.
That's good. What an electric atmosphere. Week one. What a game. We saw numerous wild scenarios play out, and how else would this thing play out? No timeouts. Either team, 4 seconds, and we got a field goal attempt to win the game.
So Robbie Jones is going to be the holder. Grayson Taylor, the snapper. Aiden Thorne with the game on the line. The kick is good! Philip Barbour wins it!
What a way to step up and deliver.
The Coal Bowl goes to the Colts. Fireworks in Philippi. What a game. We talked with Coach Mayle down last week in that interview, and one thing he said was he likes to win with class, and he was the first one out there at midfield. Heat of the moment, emotion so high, a walk-off win for the Colts, and great sportsmanship from both teams right here.
That's important in terms of leadership. You're the one modeling for how everybody else is supposed to act, and you're trying to raise men of honor. you honorably win and you honorably get defeated. And in a game like this that had it all, you hate to see a team lose. It's one of those type of games. Just everything you'd ask for in a week 1 high school football contest.
Philip Barbour victorious in the Coal Bowl, 30-29. Aiden Thorne, the hero tonight with the walk-off game-winning field goal. We'll step aside and have our post-game wrap-up show coming up after this on Metro News Television.
Need a truck that's ready for work, weekends, and everything in between? Right now at Dan Cava GMC, get up to $10,000 off select new GMC Sierra 1500, or save up to $4,000 off all new GMC Canyon Elevations, offering bold styles, advanced technology, and everyday practicality. Come explore our all-new GMC Yukons, built for busy families and big adventures. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
You might think occupational therapy is something to do with getting you back to work, but it's actually so much more than that. We give people back their independence. We break down their daily life. What's meaningful to you? What do you feel has been taken? And what can we do to help make you feel more independent? When a patient tells me that they did this one thing that they weren't able to do, knowing that you gave them the tools to succeed is really rewarding.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Welcome back to George Byrer Field here in Philippi, West Virginia. A walk-off win in the Coal Bowl, and we get to watch the presentation of the Coal Bowl Championship Trophy. Landon Carpenter, the player of the game, the MVP, and for good reason at that. 3 touchdowns, including our Thrasher play of the game, which was this 97-yard touchdown run, which could be in one of the plays of the year at the end of the season. Take a look at this.
Yeah, you said it during the play, Eli. He didn't hesitate. Pops up, then he starts running, then he peeks over at the official to make sure, I am still in play. Heads up play. That was a big momentum shift at the time also.
That is our Thrasher play of the game, and it's also good to mention that beat out a walk-off game winner. So that's how good that play was. But congratulations to Landon Carpenter, and congratulations to the Philip Barbour Colts. It was a wild one in the first half. It was a wild one in the second half. We call it the Metro News TV Game of the Week, and we might have just got the Metro News TV Game of the Year
Eli,
tonight.
that one delivered. That was Game of the Week, and it delivered. Congratulations, Philip Barbour, but also congratulations to Grafton. That was a performance that was all heart, and they are showing that they're a program that is going in the right direction.
All right, so we'll step aside. More to come on our post-game show. Philip Barbour victorious over Grafton. Back in a minute.
On the next State of Minds.
I was in liver failure, and I was told I needed to quit drinking or I was going to die, and that was at 36. When he invited me to church, all the hair on my arms, my chest, my back, it all stood up. You're taught to love, you're taught to forgive, and there's a reason for that. It lets you be healthy and lets you move forward with a vision for your life that's not defined by what happened to you.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your app store.
Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
Struggling with high school? The Mountaineer Challenge Academy in Kingwood and Montgomery provides the structure to help you succeed. You can earn your high school diploma in 22 weeks. Call us today or visit wvchallenge.org.
Football season is here, and Gomart has your gold and blue playbook all August long. Follow our weekly plays for your shot at the ultimate WVU fan experience. Plus, Gomart Rewards members are in the end zone with triple points every Tuesday. Not suited up yet? Sign up now to start scoring. Don't get caught off sides. Get your entry in before we call the final whistle. Winners announced on The Rich Rodriguez Show on September 7th. Check out the app or go to gomart.com for details.
Hi, I'm Coach Rich Rodriguez, head football coach, West Virginia Mountaineers. I make a lot of decisions as a head coach. You make a lot of decisions in life. If disaster ever strikes your home or business, make the right call and call Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration. I know these folks. They're great to work with. They're outstanding. They've served for over 50 years in the Mountain State. They'll treat you right. If you ever have a disaster, if you ever need something fixed, call Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration. That's the team that Mountaineers will call.
Back at George Byrer Field here in Philippi, West Virginia, Philip Barbour walks it off over their rival Grafton to win the Coal Bowl, and they win the Week 1 MetroNews TV Game of the Week. That'll wrap up our Week 1 broadcast, and we picked, I can't stress this enough, we picked the best game we could have gotten.
I would have to concur, Eli. It comes down to a game-winning field goal. You can even break that down. Not only game-winning field goal, no time left. It's a last-second game-winning field goal, and it was a last play of the game winner. It wasn't a situation where they could be tied, go to overtime. It was it. Someone was winning and losing on that last play. It's all you can ask for, in a game of the week, high school football showdown. It was the game of the week, and I think it's safe to say these guys delivered.
Exactly, and just to highlight, what went on in this game, we had a 90-yard kickoff return touchdown. We had a 97-yard touchdown run, one of the best 97-yard touchdown runs you'll see at any level. Landon Carpenter rolling over a defender, standing back up, running the other way. Grafton up 1, scores a touchdown on Chase Kinsey's crazy scramble. They go for 2 to go up 9. Philip Barbour pulls a hidden man trick in response to that to get a one-play touchdown to bring it back within 2. Grafton could have iced the game. They needed 3 feet, and they fumble it. Philip Barbour returns it 20 yards and drives down the field and walks it off with a game-winning field goal. Congratulations to the Philip Barbour Colts. And from George Byrer Field here in Philippi, for Nick Bartic, I'm Eli Brady, signing off. Big thank you to everyone on our MetroNews TV crew, our camera operators, Colin Walker, former Fairmont senior polar bear that played under you, Coach. Call him Walker Texas Ranger.
If your last name's Walker, your nickname's Texas Ranger.
So big thanks to Colin Walker up there running the camera. He did an excellent job. Big thanks to my dad, Charles Brady, up there running the camera as well. Harrison Lewandowski back in the studio, as well as Braden Ferrari back running high school game night. It's a great effort. Love this crew, and we'll be back next week. Be sure to tune in to our game of the week next week. The Martinsburg Bulldogs come to Bridgeport to take on the Indians. It's going to be the immovable object versus the unstoppable force. Catch it live on MetroNews Television next week. But for tonight, good night from Philippi.